Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3, and we are back once again with another Spider-Man review. And of course, this time it is the one, it is the big one. It is the latest Spider-Man movie from Marvel Studios, the fourth MCU Spider-Man film. We've had Homecoming, we've had Far From Home, we had No Way Home, and now it is a brand new day. And boy, oh boy, is there a lot to discuss, not only with the movie, but with how much money this damn movie has gotten. So we're going to discuss all of that with you today. And joining me is, of course, my good brothers and my other co-host from another show that you see on this podcast. So first up, we're going to go over to the main man running point on our Spider-Man reviews and the main man for clocking in, as well as true off-season, true picks, and everything else. The man of 1,004 numbers, the Stat King. John, how you doing?
What's going on, guys? This was a blast of a movie to watch. Very happy with a lot of the things that came out of it. Of course, there's always things to nitpick. There's no perfect movie, but looking forward to talking about it with all you guys.
And of course, we have John's co-host from Clocking In, your number one apologist for all things Spider-Man's 1 through 3, especially 3, Chase Oliver.
Insert brand new day pun here. I'm super excited. Let's fucking go.
And finally, joining us for our final review of the Spider-Man live action films, he is my co-host over on True Heel Heat Check. He is, of course, the prophet, and he is not only a prophet when it comes to basketball, apparently when he goes to movies as well. He is TC. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. It was a great movie. I was very happy to be able to see it with my uncle, and I'm happy to be able to talk about it.
So you guys know the deal. Drop the thumbs up on this video, share with your friends, subscribe if you are new, comment down below, let us know what you thought about Spider-Man Brand New Day. What's your reactions to all the numbers all the records they are breaking, all the numbers they are getting right now? Let us know in the comments down below. And if you're watching us for the premiere, you can sound off in the live chat and keep the conversation going, and we'll be there talking with you as well. But John, I'll put it over to you. Let's talk some Spider-Man Brand New Day.
So, guys, there's a lot to talk about, but I think one of the things that we can kind of kick off this conversation is where we were before this movie started, in the sense that it had been a few years since No Way Home, and people didn't really know what to expect from a Spider-Man movie, because we were getting news that potentially Tom Holland wasn't going to be back, that there was a conversation about creative differences, like what exactly was going to be happening. And there was a lot of concern that there were going to be some potentially big changes. And then one of the big changes, or the biggest change, was that John Watts would no longer be directing these movies. He's directed all three previous ones, and they were going to get Daniel Destin Cretton. Now, originally Cretton was going to be the director of Kang Dynasty. So, he didn't get to pull off that because they bring back the Russo brothers, but he does get this, and he knocks this one out of the park. But Tom Holland had some clear-cut ideas about what should be done for this movie, as well as any potential ones, whether this sets anything up. He didn't know, but he was saying, we need to know what we're doing. We can't just say, okay, we're going to make Spider-Man 4, and then we make it because we promised it. We need to, if we're going to say we're going to do it, we need to do it right. So I wanted to ask you guys' opinions, because this was a big, there was a serious conversation. This is arguably, before the MCU happened, this was Marvel's most popular character, arguably still, and the box office would state that as well. So before we were coming into this movie, what were your thoughts, expectations, kind of hopes about where we would see Peter coming into this one? Sid, we'll start with you.
I was very much anticipating this movie, mostly because of the cliffhanger at the end of No Way Home, and I think the director change was a good thing, because I've really liked Dustin Daniel Cretton's work especially when it comes to Marvel. I thought Shang-Chi was one of the most like underrated films that's come out from Marvel in the 2020s. It was a great origin story that they told, and the action alone was probably like the highlight of it. So to bring that type of like vision and eye for action into the Spider-Man world, I thought was going to be very interesting. And then most of all, the most underrated thing Dustin Daniel Cretton did was the Wonder Man series, which I thought was the most unique thing that Marvel has come out with in years, about an actor who has superpowers and has to keep it a secret because there's a freaking Superman clause, a superhero clause in Hollywood that you can't be a superhero and be an actor. So I like that type of creative stuff, and to have a director that's doing stuff like that come into the Spider-Man verse and tell a different story after what we saw in No Way Home, I was very, very excited for the movie.
Yeah, you know, to your point, Wonder Man, historically in the comics, was a on-again, off-again boyfriend of Scarlet Witch until the whole Vision and Scarlet Witch thing happened. But I think you had a very good point about bringing in a new director, because John Watts famously said, when they asked like what his advice would be for whoever would take over from him, he said, "Don't show Spider-Man swinging through New York because it's really hard to pull off." And Cretton was like, "I got you, homie. Don't worry." But TC, well, how about you?
Definitely would agree with SP3 said, especially the action scenes. I think the action scenes, especially the fight with Hulk, and then the last fight when they're in the jail cell and Spider-Man is coming back to save Jean Grey, were just amazing. Like, I was mesmerized. I took scenes from both of those fights, just stayed with me throughout the whole movie, especially after. And he did an amazing job, definitely like telling the story. No Way Home left a lot of people just what's going to happen next, and he did a great job of not only building the story up, but kind of bringing us through what the past, what happened with No Way Home, and tying it into this movie. And I really like how he did that. It was a really good movie.
Yeah, like some of these action sequences are going to be phenomenal, and we're going to get into all of them. Chase, how about you? What were your thoughts coming into this?
I was looking forward to it just because of the director. I knew he did a great job with Shang-Chi and Wonder Man, so I felt this movie was going to be good, and he over-delivered, in my opinion. I didn't expect it to be as good as I thought it was going to be. I was going in hoping street-level Spider-Man, no Zendaya, no Jacob Batalon, and then when I saw they were there, I was like, "Oh, great, we're back to this BS again. I just move on. Can we get something?" And even though I am one of those, I wish it was a street Spider-Man film, I'm actually happy that it wasn't. It surprised me. I was fine with the end result. It's a great movie at the end of the day, so I am okay with it. I'm tired of these street Spider-Man fans. Like, grow up. If you want street Spider-Man, go play the PS5 game.
Not the second one. Not the second one.
Oh, no, especially the second one. That's the greatest line in the whole series. This suit makes me a better Spider-Man.
I thought you were gonna do the bear quote when there's one of Craven's guys is like attacking him, and he's a giant man in a bear, and Spider-Man just goes, wait, before we begin,
I'm all out of honey.
I just want you to know, I'm all out of honey.
The quote that's stuck because of that stupid game. We're going to heal the world.
Speaking of healing the world, though, Doctor Strange's spell is the thing that looms over this entire movie. It was kind of designed at the end of No Way Home that it was going to heal all the problems that was in Peter Parker's life, in the sense of, if everybody forgets or doesn't know that he is Spider-Man, then he can potentially live the life that he has wanted to live. Because if he just goes back and tells just a couple people that he needs to know, then they'll know. He'll be able to live the life of Spider-Man. Everything's going to be perfect. And No Way Home had left us off with that idea. And then we see that he chooses not to tell Zendaya, partially because of the fact that he wants her and MJ, so her to be able, and Ned to be able to live their lives, as well as the fact that he sees that Band-Aid on her forehead, and it makes him go, hey, no matter what I do, the risk will be there for her to get hurt if she knows. So it doesn't make sense for her to know. And so this movie picks up with a really great kind of intro where we see him dealing, like, almost immediately the fallout of that moment, and him having to watch them leave to go to MIT by watching along on the phone as Ned seems to have taken over as the new director of the Flash Mob Instagram account. He's leading the charge on letting everybody know what's going on with their lives. So we see them go to MIT, and there's this 4-year time jump, so to speak, that takes us, but we go through it in the form of a montage. We see him fighting a bunch of different people: Tombstone, Scorpion, Boomerang, and they do some great shots that turn out to be covers of Spider-Man comics that they turn into live action shots. Some phenomenal stuff. But because of that, Peter has become, or Spider-Man, we should say, has become truly beloved by the city. Like, there's an argument, right, that the city itself knew Spider-Man, but not really. Like, there was a little bit of time before Civil War there, and then there's a little bit of time between Civil War and Infinity War, and there's Homecoming and a little bit of that, but like really we don't have a lot of time of Peter being Spider-Man in the city. This montage shows us that when left to his own devices and not having to worry about anybody, he's really good at beating people up and stopping crime, including doing something that Matty Murdock could not do, and he single-handedly took out the Hand. When they said that he beat the Hand, I was like, come on, what the fuck? What's this bullshit?
I was like, why you gonna do Matt like that? Why you gonna do Matt like that?
He got him out of jail. He's a really great lawyer. Like, what are you doing?
When people saw that shot in the trailer, everyone's like, "Do you see that? Matt Murdock's in that shot."
Everybody was like, he's in jail. Matt just went to jail.
Yeah, that trailer shot when they show the Hand in jail, is fighting in jail. But Peter then is going to be receiving the key to the city. He's going to have all this, he's where he wants to be. We also see him developing his own in his apartment / lab. He's building his suit. He's got a 3D printer. He's got a fabricator going. He's still got the Lego figure that he and Ned shared. He's got the coffee cup with a letter in it from that he was going to say to MJ. That kind of leads us off in the movie where he's narrating this. But one thing that confused me was we never see him working a job. I lived in New York for a while. Where is he getting the money?
That is by far to me one of the biggest plot holes in this whole movie. What does Peter do to have that? Yes, it's a small apartment, but that's big by New York standards.
Oh no, this is a penthouse for what he lives in. Maybe the wolf slides him some money. Maybe she's just like, hey, Spider-Man, here's some money. I mean, she looks like she makes at least 6 figures.
Very big plot hole, which is why Tom hasn't really gotten to that spot that I need him to get to be number one. Because my Spider-Man was broke. My Spider-Man was broke. He had nothing.
Didn't want $20 from Aunt May.
He had nothing.
Couldn't afford rent.
He had to take pictures of himself swinging through the city to get money.
Because his Spider-Man,
he's not a Nepo fun Tony Stark baby. He was broke. He had nothing. He had nothing.
We're taking it there already.
First off, since I don't know, TC, are you a Sam Raimi apologist? I'm taking it. Toby.
No, he's a Toby. He's a Toby.
I'm the Sam Raimi.
Okay, well, listen. Anything that you're gonna say that's gonna knock Sid's hero worship of Tony Stark down a couple pegs.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Sid, you're Team Iron Man too?
I'm Team Iron Man.
I've always been Team Tony. Let's fucking go, man.
But we kind of get this idea that the Department of Damage Control has grown since when it was originally founded or we first find out about it in Homecoming. And it seems to basically have replaced S.H.I.E.L.D. as the law-abiding, like the law organization or the enforcement organization. But as we get into the first kind of set piece, what did you guys think about this montage, where we find Peter now, and everything that's going on with MJ and Ned going to MIT and now returning because it's been 4 years they have graduated? Chase, we'll start with you.
I love this opening montage. I love the song. Hey, we got our Street Spider-Man movie. Shut up. We got it right there. I I love how MJ disses Ned, and it's like, is anyone watching this? He has 172 likes. Someone's watching this. If you haven't, that's pretty impressive, in my opinion. Like I'm like I get excited. Yeah, I'm like, what? 172 likes. MJ, people are watching this. So, him eating Little Caesars. I've never seen Little Caesars deliver. Maybe that's something a New York thing, but in California they don't deliver. I've never seen this. Why does he need a treadmill? I don't understand the use of a treadmill. That's something that I do not under. That's my only complaint. How does he have all of this? Like I'm like this is the only part of the movie I can't. I'm like, explain it to me. Like obviously J. Jonah Jameson sucks at his job because people should be thinking this guy's a menace. Spider-Man is ruining the city of New York. Nothing from J. Jonah Jameson. He was all over No Way Home, and now I don't know. Maybe Doctor Strange he doesn't care anymore. Like. That's the one thing of the plot hole is this, like, because there are those anti-Spidey people and stuff. The fact that Spider-Man is beloved everywhere, that's like kind of hard and stuff. But to believe for me at least,
they didn't want to pay the fee for
yeah. J.K. Simmons
like
there's. I'm on Downey Jr. level, and you're like, no, you're not, buddy. Sorry.
He's like, did you guys see Whiplash? But there's, I mean, like, yeah, like I can get behind the idea that he is a dumpster diver to a certain degree, and I'm sure there's plenty of stuff that is getting thrown out of the island of Manhattan that is very useful, but like
just not a fabricator.
Yeah, just not
maybe
like
he stole.
Did he keep that from Happy's? Like I don't know. Like I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he stole this from like Avengers or something. Like maybe he went to the Upper East. Maybe the new Avengers like maybe new Avengers hooked him up or something. Like the Elena's like, I don't need treadmill, sad man. You can have treadmill.
No. The treadmill is realistically you can find that in the dumpster.
Oh, really?
I'll be honest with you. That's especially if he lives in the city. He'll find his neighbor will throw out the dumpster at the side. He can just come right downstairs. He can grab it, bring it back up to his house. I've seen it be done.
Oh wow!
But TC, what were your thoughts on this initial montage and like kind of where we see Peter after a 4-year time jump?
I think that was low key one of my favorite parts of the movie, especially the comic book scenes. Those were super fire. But it was definitely my favorite part of the movie because it shows the origin of what everybody thinks Peter is going to be and how he has that conflict of him being Spider-Man and Peter Parker. You can see that kind of like the negative thoughts get to his head, the depression, not having anybody and seeing the side effects of the spell that Doctor Strange put out. And I just thought he did an amazing job of kind of showing the conflict. Like, yes, he's outside being Spider-Man. He's loved by everybody else, but the people he wants to be loved by don't even know he's a person. And I think that was a very big, important plot of the movie. I also really, enjoyed the opening scenes with the little he would be the villain and then Ned and MJ have a little cutscene in there in between where it really shows how he's literally like that's all that's on his mind as soon as he's done being Spider-Man. When he goes back to being his real Peter Parker self, all he cares about is what's MJ's doing, what's Ned doing, how is their college life is going. I think they did an amazing job with that. And the same plot hole that we all have been talking about, I was so super confused to see him with 4 monitors, all this tech and stuff like that. I'm like, I only got 1 monitor, and I feel like I'm working pretty hard out here in New York City, so I want to know what he's doing to get 4.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he got a little money from the Barrow product placement in the bodega. I was like, I don't know how many bodegas. Maybe in like a hipster part of the city are stocking non-alcoholic beer in the limited floor space that they have, but. Sid, what were your thoughts about this montage?
Oh, I love this montage. I've had the song stuck in my head for like the last week since seeing the movie. It's one of the best parts of the movie. TC is right. Like the comic book covers, seeing Tombstone, even if it was short. Tombstone's one of my favorites that hasn't been really kind of fleshed out in the live action. That was a nice little touch. Seeing Scorpion back and seeing that infamous cover where he hits him with the whip, and then I liked it because it was especially because we got to also see kind of why Tom Holland is better than Tobey Maguire, because he is better as Spider-Man. He's got the quips. It was like, let's end this on the right note. Pulls the piano and blasts it with it. Like that, like Tobey ain't have that. Like Tom got it. Tom got the Spider-Man quips. He moves more agile. He's out there doing his own stunts. He is out here with the quips. This is why he is the best Spider-Man. This was great. This was great stuff, and it really kind of set the tone for the movie with the whole plot of MJ and Ned being separated and the emotional conflict of Peter choosing to be Spider-Man full time and not being Peter at all, and we would see the ramifications of that throughout the rest of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so we have
And I have an explanation for Peter how he has money. Remember, how did we meet Peter in the MCU? Tony Stark recruited him for Civil War. How did he find out about Spider-Man? Spider-Man had a video on YouTube. I think that he's monetized Spider-Man videos.
That's the content creator in you right
YouTube.
there.
Yeah, man. You think he made enough Mr. Beast money? He has enough money from it.
Yep.
But
he's probably got like 100,000. Like, because you gotta realize this is only in New York. People outside of New York, they be like, "Yo, let me kick on the latest Spider-Man video."
But Google doesn't know him either, because they also got erased their memories.
Hey,
so are they sending his AdSense check somewhere else?
He got a name to use. He got a new bank account.
If you search Spider-Man, it wouldn't have come up. But if you search Night Monkey,
oh yeah, maybe he's getting Night Monkey views too. Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
But we get to our first like kind of major action piece where he has captured Mac Gargan, he's captured the Scorpion. They are transporting him to from one DODC facility to another, and then all of a sudden, Pete is finding out that he's got to chase after a tank. And we have a tank running through the city of New York at the same time as Mac Gargan is being transferred from the facility. Peter's like, okay, I gotta chase this tank. And all of us are like going, how is this tank in New York in the first place? But it is. And so he's going through the city, and all of a sudden we see like a moving man. I think it's the easiest way, like a Econoline 350, hurtling through the streets of Manhattan behind this tank, and then all of a sudden we realize, oh shit, it's none other than Frank Castle, the Punisher,
the star of the fucking movie.
Even when he's tamed, he's great.
And these two go back and forth, and as soon as they go back and forth, like a lot of people were wondering, how exactly this relationship was going to be displayed, in the sense of how well do these two know each other? Was this a situation where it was going to be kind of an introduction, or did they already know each other? And as it turns out, they already know each other, and they know each other to a great degree, to the point that Peter is like, Frank, Frank, what are you doing here? Go home! And he's webbing up Frank's mouth conveniently right before Frank uses the one F-bomb that a PG-13 movie is allowed to use. And they also have the scene where they're talking. There's some kind of allusion to something happening in Staten Island.
I was about to say, when you were asking, people were wondering their dynamic in this movie when they found out. I was like, haven't they heard about Staten Island?
Well, no.
I heard about Staten Island.
No, I'm saying
I know Chase heard about Staten Island.
Yeah.
He lived in California.
Coming into the movie, when we knew that.
I heard about it. I live in New York. I heard about it. It was all over the news.
There you go.
The Spidey Tracker told me.
The Spidey Tracker.
Spidey Tracker told me.
But he's able to first remove Frank from the situation, chase down the tank. The tank runs into the Department of Damage Control facility, and Mac Gargan seems to be potentially, like, what's going to happen with him in this transport situation. Is he potentially under danger? But Pete pulls out the door to the tank, some great strength from him, and it's an old lady behind the wheel of this tank. That's a little confusing. And then immediately we see the old lady, basically like her mind, jump from the old lady to a DODC soldier, which kind of gives us an indication there's some kind of mind control happening. There's some kind of mind hopper happening. And this person has like a quick little back and forth with Peter, and then starts jumping from body to body. And Peter's like, what in the hell is going? Where are they going? And it turns out that it has to do with helping Mac Gargan, the Scorpion, escape. So what is happening with all of this situation? He doesn't know. But he decides, we're going to turn to somebody who may have some experience with mind control and may know a little something about this. And there had been rumors that Yelena Belova, that Florence Pugh was going to be in this movie. Then she showed up at one of the premieres, I think it was the New York premiere, and that was kind of the confirmation, okay, she's going to be in this movie in some way, shape, or form. And it turns out that it is one of the most hilarious displays of a cameo that you could possibly hope for.
Mm-hmm.
It nails her character as well as what he would be like in the moment, Peter would be like in the moment meeting her character. It is a great, like, my thing is, I do want to know how exactly they knew each other prior to this. Like, what was that? Like, how did that happen? Because I don't know how he knew any new Avenger or knew any Thunderbolt. Like, maybe there was some kind of crossover between what was happening in Thunderbolts because it was in New York and Peter. We just don't know about that. Who knows? But somehow he already knows about her, and she already knows about Spider-Man as a hero or as somebody that she would be willing to work with. We get this great bathhouse scene where she's just like in the water and she's just like, this is my office. Like, what do you mean? This is office. And Peter's like, well, normally like offices have desks and air conditioning and all kinds of stuff, like a dehumidifier maybe, I don't know. And then she's like, well, if you want to be in the office, you got to be in the office. Like, I'm talking to you when you're standing. And so Peter has to change. And of course, there's a hubris moment where he leaves the mask on and he's naked. He's got a towel. He's like, oh, he's got his underwear. It's got a towel. He gets into the water. They're having a conversation about what is going on with this potential mind hopper. And she says, oh, you thought, like, naturally, she goes, oh, you thought it had something to do with Black Widow stuff, like the Black Widow mental conditioning. And she says, no, it's nothing to do with that. But it does seem to be very dangerous. And from what she's figured out or what she's been finding, there's somebody who has been attacking the DODC in search of something called VMAX. So Peter at least knows it's related more to the DODC than it is to Mac Gargan, because originally it comes across as though it's something that's happening to help Gargan escape versus in a direct attack on DODC. So now Pete knows, all right, I got to talk to DODC. So he shows up at the DODC headquarters. There's a funny moment where he's got to go through a security thing, and they're like, you got to take your mask off. And he's like, what? I don't think you guys understand the mask. Take the whole point. Or as Toby and Andrew said in No Way Home, kind of defeats the whole anonymous superhero. And so they're like, weapons get trained on him, and he's like, guys, I'm here I have an appointment. Like, what's going on? Like, why are we? But luckily,
what are we doing here?
Luckily, Bill Metzger, the head of the DODC, played by the wonderful Tramel Tillman in this role, shows up and goes, guys, it's Spider-Man. Like, what are we doing? So they have a conversation where he basically claims ignorance about this whole situation. He doesn't know what VMAX is. He doesn't know why somebody would be attacking. And so now we kind of are in the middle of this sort of mystery about what is happening. So let's take a pause here and talk about everything that happened. What were your guys' thoughts on the involvement of Frank Castle thus far in the movie, as well as the debut of what could potentially be the villain of this movie, this mind-hopping individual, as well as a great cameo from Yelena Belova and Metzger being like, I don't know what's going on. Chase, we'll start with you.
Loved every minute of it. Once Peter and Frank were talking to each other, I'm like, just do Spider-Man and Deadpool. Spider-Man, and I'm so used to Deadpool, Wolverine, Spider-Man, and Punisher. I could watch these two just interact all freaking day. They were so entertaining with each other. This was just a snippet, and I like it. The tank scene was really cool. Loved every minute of it. And when the old lady popped up, I was like, what the? This is so random. Turns out she's some janitor. The mind-hopping thing, I love the sound effects. Jean can't get into Spidey's mind because of the Spidey sense. So she's like, oh, what? I can't even get in. It's like, oh, I can't get in. But then even Scorpion, he's like kind of confused too. Like, wait, what's going on here? Like, he doesn't even know what's going on. He's just like, whoa, this is weird. They're telling me to go to this drop off. Florence Pugh, I love the Yelena character. I love how she can take a character that's supposed to be like one of the best trained killers of all time and just make it one of the funniest characters in all the MCU. Like, this is small potato stuff. This is more your area. Avengers, we do big potato stuff.
Big potatoes.
I use small potatoes, big potatoes all the time now.
telling the man who was like fighting Thanos and fighting in Infinity War and Endgame that he only deals with small potatoes is hilarious.
That's the nerve. The nerve.
Tom Holland, great cycle. 10 out of 10, looking like $1 million. Great cycle. And then Metzger, oh my god, this actor plays Metzger so well. Once Metzger came on, I was like, okay, I know what this is where I was like, predictable plot. Well, I'm still gonna watch this movie. Let's see how it turns out. Turns out good, obviously. And he plays this so fucking well, dude. Like I'm just like, man, this guy, he just knows how to play Metzger. Where it's like, Metzger's not really like, out of all the humans that hate enhanced humans / mutants, he's kind of like always like a little bit more reasonable. He just hates that they're have these gifts and they can't give it to everyone else, and they don't use it for the right reasons or his right reasons and stuff. And so he wants to use these gifts for other things. And he just comes off so well. Like it was such a good scene. I like it. And then when Peter asked about VMAX, he's like, "The hell? I've never heard of that. Like I don't know." Like later scene when he goes, "You're like the second person to ask this. I don't know what that is." Like he's just like, I was like, dude, this guy's so good.
The funniest part of that is that like that's the one time he was telling the truth.
Yeah, it was like where he plays like he does not know. He just does not know what she's talking about. He's like, "What? You're like the second person to ask me that. Like, I don't know what that is." And I was like, "Oh shoot, he doesn't even know what that reference is." It's
so funny because he's like, because Peter's like, "Hey, can I ask you like just one?" Like, does a Columbo like, just one more thing? And Metzger's like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he goes, like, he's like, "What do I gotta answer? Like, what bullshit do I gotta come up to say?" And Peter's like, "You know anything about VMAX?" And he's like, "The fuck is VMAX?"
Yeah, he goes, "The fuck is this?"
That's the last thing I expected.
He's like, "I'm so glad that's your question."
Yeah, because like he was like, "No, I never." Like that was like he's like, "No, I never heard of it." Like and the look of confusion. It's like that's like a real look of confusion. Like this person was like thinking, "Oh man, this guy's a genius. He probably figured it out." And then it's like, "Oh no, he's just asking me about something that I don't even know what the fuck that is." I love it. Everything about it so far, smooth sailing. I'm enjoying the movie, but we're getting to the best parts. Oh.
But Sid, what were your thoughts on this section of the movie?
Spider-Man and Punisher. Oh man, this was the highlight of the film for me. Like, just Punisher is like one of my favorites from the Marvel Netflix universe. Just season 2 of Daredevil, he was the highlight. So to see him on the big screen for the first time after watching Daredevil season 2 and Born Again season 1 and the 2 seasons of his series and the one shot that recently came out, it was just so great. It's so great to see these people kind of interact with people outside of their immediate bubble. And it's the same thing with Elena. Anytime Elena interacts with anyone outside of like the Black Widow movie and the Thunderbolts movie, it's some of the funniest scenes ever. This whole scene in the bathhouse reminded me so much of her first scene with Haley Seinfeld in the in the Hawkeye series. Hi, I mean the macaroni. You don't want none? You don't want none? No.
Come on, Kate Bishop. Do you just say my name? Yes, so that way I know.
Yes,
that
Kate
you know
Bishop.
It.
Kate Bishop.
Kate, why do you only have one fork? I'm only one person. Like, no, Kate, no, you can't do that. Like, what are you?
And then when they're fighting, and she's just like, "Oh no, you can't do this. I don't want to fight you." And then Kate's like trying to do. Oh man, so good. It was so good. And this was kind of similar to that, where you have someone like Peter who just doesn't know how to respond to being in the bathhouse. Dude is trying to look at his feet, and maybe he has an OnlyFans. That's another way. We're gonna try to figure out multiple ways to just make it go. He wanted to show up his feet.
But multiple revenue streams.
Yeah, there's multiple revenue streams of being a content creator nowadays. But yeah, that scene was a lot of fun and puts Peter in a different situation. So I enjoyed that. And then him at the DODC. Yeah, Tillman's role, man, he killed it. He smashed it. It did immediately like ring alarm bells that, oh my God, he's the villain. oh my god, he's the villain. That was my immediate thought. As soon as he came on screen, he was too smug. He had very much kind of a sense of like a Trask or a Striker. It was very much this is a human X-Men villain in every which way. Vibe, the way that he talks, the way that he's like condescending. Him talking about, oh, we the hand just needed some leadership, and now they're working for us. I was like, yep. He's a villain. He's a villain. I was like, you should not be working with the hand. That immediately is ringing my villain alarm bells off. Being a Marvel Netflix mark that I am. But yeah, this was a good section of the movie because it was a lot of building blocks and sowing seeds for stuff that we would see later. But they did it in like an entertaining way. So I enjoyed this.
Yeah, I will also add that the presence of Yelena Belova in this movie gave Yelena / Florence Pugh the highest number of character appearances in the multiverse saga, and I was like, nailed every one of them. Like, he nailed every one of them. It is her saga, and so when they're saying like she's going to be one of the main characters, potentially of Doomsday and Secret Wars, maybe going forward, it's like, well, I mean, she's been one of the bright spots of this multiverse saga, so
she's the leader of the new Avengers
with a Z.
But with the Z, Avengers.
Do you think they're gonna wear their race car suits in Doomsday? I mean,
they did. Well, no, sorry, not they did, but what's his name? Red Guardian. Red Guardian was in that screenshot that's been, or that photo that's been part of the trailer, a bit of the trailer. But we've got Ned and MJ who have moved back to New York after graduating from MIT, and Pete encounters them. They do not they do not remember him in the sense that he is he sees Ned and he goes, let me just follow this guy. Let me just follow.
Yeah, I was like this stalker.
Like,
a loser.
You know what he did? He learned how to potentially be the creepy guy from Andrew Garfield.
This is true.
Big Brother 2. Big Brother number 2 was like, this is how you do it.
He spent too much time with Peter 3. Peter 3.
But he follows him. He follows Ned in a subway car, and we get the Tame Impala song throughout this section of the movie.
Chase really likes this part, guys.
Ned has grabbed a couple mini kegs to take to this house party / housewarming party, and Peter just sort of invites himself in, which, I mean, sometimes at house parties it can happen. But he is handed a drink, which my first thought was, sir, drink safety. Like, what? You don't know what's in this. And he's just like, cool, I'm going to drink it. But maybe that's what caused all the problems for Peter. There was something in that drink. But anyway, he is trying to figure out what's going on with MJ. He sort of breaks into Ned's room, and he sees that Ned has a lot of Spider-Man stuff, Spider-Man memorabilia, or like just pictures and sightings, information about him all over the place. Ned comes out of the bathroom like, why are you in my room? And Peter's like, I didn't know where I was going.
No. He was like, oh, you see cool. my
Spider-Man wall.
But yeah, but it's like why? But like, why are you? Like.
No. He's like, it's nothing weird. He was like, no, it's just I'm a admirer. He helped save me when we were in high school, and
Pete's just like, okay, cool. And then MJ shows up. Pete, who has throughout the course of this movie, there's a recurring theme where he is purchasing flowers to go to Aunt May's burial place and leave those flowers there. He is holding flowers at the time, and he's just like, this is a housewarming gift. Here are these flowers. And so MJ is just like, thanks. It's very friendly neighborhood of you, like, friendly neighborhood.
No. They asked who he was, and he was like, I'm just a neighbor. She was like, a friendly neighbor. He's like, choked up on his drink. Yeah.
But we get MJ in the kitchen to put the flowers into some kind of a vase, and that is when somebody not named Peter Parker shows up. And it turns out that MJ is dating this guy who does not get named the entire movie.
I think Ned said it in the video, in the social media video.
They don't say his name. In the credits, it says the boyfriend.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
But
crazy.
apparently there is some, like, somebody saw it had like some subtitle thing or something that alleges that it is Paul from the comics, who, if you aren't that up to date on the newer Spider-Man comics, basically MJ in essence gets married to a guy named Paul, and everybody has hated this character for forever.
Yeah,
So
because I think isn't his either his father or mother is a villain.
I think so, yeah. But
Yeah.
we see this boyfriend, and the same like shock the movie has done of not showing this boyfriend throughout the course of all of those videos that Ned had, the same shock that we have, we can only imagine what poor little Petey's going through. And Peter is returning home in distress. The movie does a great job here of showing him losing his fucking mind over the fact that MJ is. It's like you had to imagine this would happen, Pete. But Pete's like, no, I thought she would stay. She would stay by herself for the rest of her days until I went and found her again. Like, but that visual of him just like falling,
Yeah,
he's just like, if I die, I die. He's just like,
I was like, visually, this is amazing to put you
like,
in
what is
that feeling.
But Pete returns home in distress, and then something incredible happens. He starts to feel terrible, potentially because his drink was spiked. His eyes go black, and he passes out. So let's stop here. And just because of the momentousness of it, what were your guys' thoughts on like the reveal of MJ having a boyfriend and how it has affected Peter, and sort of the fact that emotional distress seems to be what is going to trigger the change in him? Sid, we'll start with you.
This is one of my biggest nitpicks of the whole entire movie. The trailers showed you the whole entire movie. That I hate. I don't like the trailer at all because it showed way too many of the bigger scenes, including this whole one with. And I don't have a problem with this whole scene with Ned and MJ being featured in the trailer. It's later on in the movie. You should not have any final scenes in your trailer. That is like one that should be a rule of thumb. But they did that in this movie. So that's like one of my bigger nitpicks. Other than that, I thought this was cool to kind of see Peter trying to be Peter and trying to kind of check in on his friends and kind of seeing seeing how he interacts with Ned and MJ. Maynard was hilarious. Him thinking about, because the flowers were for May, and him just coming up with that name when they asked him what his name was. And I like the subtle acting of Zendaya in this whole scene, like when she's talking to Ned and she's like talking about the job and saying that she didn't take it. She was like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm waiting for something great, you know? And then she looks at Peter and it's like, I was like, she knows, she's too smart. That's what we learned from MJ in the first 3 movies. She's too smart. It's like instinctually she kind of knows that this guy means something, that he might be the someone that she's been waiting for, but she still has her boyfriend and everything. So I like this whole scene to kind of set up that part of the plot in the movie. And then visually, man, that swinging scene and how emotional Peter was, that was one of the stronger scenes that's not being talked about enough. I thought visually that was really great. Like you said, him falling and just like he just wanted to give it all up and not even take another web. He just wanted to end it off right then and there because he just saw the love of his life with someone else.
Yeah, I mean, I will add that one thing I think is a really cool point or tidbit that Zendaya talked about was that she requested a pass, like a look through the script called the MJ pass, where she was able to go through and kind of edit some of the dialogue that MJ was going to say, so that in her own words was that we keep MJ weird. which I thought was a really cool understanding of her understanding what this interpretation of MJ has been, and the idea of we can't just tonally shift it just because 4 years have passed. It's still like you're still going to have a lot of the same vestiges of being the person that you were, that the audience knows of you over the past 3 movies. But Chase, since you really loved this section, what were your thoughts on it all?
Raindrops on your head, you can rest. This song by the Impalas. Oh my, the lyrics match everything. I need to tell you, and he's like on the train. Oh my goodness, everything about this. Jacob Batalon's hilarious in both little scenes that he has, saying "Don't sell me the shark energy super duper drink." That was funny. But then
give me one, last one. I swear.
Actually, two's fine. But the best. I know this is probably ad lib. They probably did so many takes. He's like, "Well, don't you want health insurance?" And she goes, "Yeah, but what if it means? Well, it depends on your deductible." I was laughing my ass off so hard for no reason. I was like, he planned it so well. He was so good. But yeah, dude, Peter, just going through it, man. And then just this dickhead kiss it. Shout out to this actor. He just does it. He did this in Ahsoka too. I'm like, oh my god, this guy just goes and he kisses hot girls in TV shows. Like, wow, this guy gets paid. Like, dude, sign me up for that. 6 figures. I just show up in one scene. I'm the boyfriend. Like, hey, what's my role? Oh, MJ's. Oh, I kiss Zendaya.
Oh no. They would tell him it would be in the script. You cuck Tom Holland.
Yeah, I cuck Tom Holland. Yeah. I don't care. I don't care what kind of steroids you take with Tom Holland. I'm kissing your girl.
All I get is a meal. I don't get paid. Sure.
Hot dog and handshake.
I'll take this hot dog and handshake. You know how much I would have over my friends? Like, yeah, but did you ever kiss Zendaya? I don't think so.
In the same room as her actual husband.
Yeah, but no, like you guys, like Sid said, I do not know how this falling scene, this depressing scene, is not being talked about enough. It was so beautiful. Just him falling down. Oh, so great. And then just being super duper depressed. He's reading the coffee note as he's dripping and like he's still wet from the rain. He's just reading the coffee note, the note that he wrote for MJ, and it's just water dripping. He's like, you can't tell if it's the rain or his tears. Like, oh, such good stuff, man. I absolutely love everything. Like, this was where I was like, you know what? I'm giving the movie a chance, even though the plot seems predictable. I'm giving it a chance right now. This they're cooking right now. I'm invested.
Well, somebody's got to get. Speaking of giving things chances, Spider-Man's kind of risking his life here because when he wakes up, he's like, "Why is there web everywhere? I'm just gonna open this." Oh shit! He is on this. He's no longer in his apartment. He is attached to the side of the building on the outside. He also appears to be naked, and he just falls. And he's like, "Where's my web shooters? Oh no, I don't have them." And then all of a sudden, organic webs. What is this?
It's like,
He's like, no, he's not that doesn't think it's gross. It's just that we can't do that.
No, so the first time he goes and he's like,
and of course, Toby was like, I can't really explain it. It's like I can't tell you breathing, and now he's got the organic webs. His reflexes seem to be even faster. Everything about him seems to be improved. He is like, what's going on? But it's difficult for him to control it. It's difficult for him to figure out all of the senses the everything that's happening with him sense wise. But he does not have time because he is tracking down Mac Gargan, Scorpion, who seems to be possessed by the telepath and is breaking into or attempting to break into the DODC. Spider-Man shows up, and the telepath through Scorpion mocks him. This was the thing that was seen in the trailer where he's like, "Scorpion, are we really going to do this?" And Scorpion's like, "You really think I'm Scorpion?" And there's a taunting back and forth that forces Peter, well, not forces him, but like creates enough emotional issues within him that he sort of snaps, and he starts really, really beating up Scorpion. Like, it reminded me of the idea of when Andrew was like, I stopped pulling my punches with Gwen, as well as the scene at the end where he was fighting with Goblin, and he, like the sound, like they amplified the sound of the hits. It reminded me of that. Like he's losing a understanding of his own strength, and so because of that, the police out of there are like, whoa, what is going on? And finally, he is able to, the telepath leaves and the control of Gargan. And Gargan has this moment where he looks up and he's like, Spider-Man? Like, what's going on? And so it is kind of creating this idea that, which will be relevant later, that while the telepath is in control of somebody's body, they have no idea what's going on. So it seems as though in their recollection, it would go from the moment they got controlled to wherever they are there. It's not there. The body is just a passenger. The mind is somewhere else. It's not even that the mind can see through the eyes and just not able to control the body. It's as though they're not even there. So Peter's trying to figure out what can he do to try to control these mutations or whatever's happening in his body. And so he says, well, there is somebody I know who has a good bit of experience with this. And it turns out that it is a professor of physics at Empire State University, none other than Bruce Banner, the Hulk. And we see Banner here as Banner, not Smart Hulk, not anything like that, just Banner. And he's trying to teach his class. The class wants Hulk stories. That was a fun moment. He's like, listen, if I tell you a Hulk story, will you all shut the fuck up so I can teach this class? We do get another appearance, very short, of Cindy Moon, who is in the comics, becomes Silk, and another member of the Spider family. But Peter is there and goes to Banner after class and is asking him some questions about mutations and about how to control everything. Banner starts to pick up that this person may not be an actual student, but they're having a conversation back and forth, and Banner talks about an inhibitor device, and we see this device on his wrist that uses siRNA to suppress the Hulk. On Banner's advice, Peter will build his own. He's going to try to build his own inhibitor to limit his powers, while also trying to figure out, like, if it can limit my powers and it can limit Banner's powers, maybe something like this will be able to stop the telepath. So before we jump, no pun intended, into the next section, which is going to have some jumping back and forth, let's stop here. What were your guys' thoughts on this reveal of the mutation, the secondary, like, kind of power boost that Pete's receiving, as well as his inability to control it because of not just it's something new, but also everything that's going on with MJ, as well as the conversation with Banner? Sid, we'll start with you.
The biggest strength of Brand New Day is that it took elements from all the previous Spider-Man films. And I thought that this choice to talk about Peter kind of mutation and going through changes with his powers was very Spider-Man 2 coded. And Spider-Man 2 is, if you look at our rankings, my favorite one, the best one, in my opinion, of all the live-action Spider-Man films. So I think that taking that inspiration, I think they did it in a different way, which made it unique. And I thought that it was great to kind of see how it was done with him being in the cocoon and then trying to figure out, like, how he can actually shoot it out, him putting his web shooters on, and the freaking overpoweredness of the web, the organic webs, just bursting it off. And that type of scenes was great. I like the scene that was basically a takeoff of Spider-Man 1, where he's trying to figure out how to get the webs to go out of him, and he's like, I wanted him to go like, go web, go, and during that scene, that would have been great. So yeah, the different elements. And then we talked about it earlier with the opening montage and seeing how New York loved him. That's a takeoff of Spider-Man 3, where Spider-Man is actually, like, beloved and becoming a hero and getting the key of the city in that film, and he got it here in this film. So I like how they took from that Raimi series and really kind of adapted it in the film, and the organic web of it all was very great sign of things. And then seeing how it's affecting him, his eyes going black and him becoming this overpowered, not pulling his punches, not pulling back any of his strength when he's going after Matt Gargan, fighting the Scorpion and then beating the bejesus out of him. I like the trash talking from Jean through Gargan. That was really entertaining throughout the whole film. Anytime Jean jumped and started talking to Spider-Man, it was some of the best dialogue in the whole entire film. And we'll get to the big one in a bit here. But yeah, that was really well done. And then Jean DeWolf kind of telling him like, this is not like you, like you gotta go. I like that he had some form of a friend, even if he's only Spider-Man in Jean DeWolf. And I'm a big fan of my homegirl Tina from The Bear. It's great to see her, and I think that she can have a bigger role if you know the comic book history of Jean DeWolf in a future film. So that's gonna be fun to discover as well. And then him seeing Bruce and just talking to Bruce and picking his brain, and Bruce realizing he doesn't go to school here, and just learning how to kind of create this inhibitor. I thought that this was a nice little turn that I didn't really kind of expect, because we saw this also in the trailer. Like I said, the trailer showed the whole fucking movie. If you want a spark notes of the movie, just watch the final trailer. It's ridiculous. But yeah, that this was all kind of setting up the kind of what we're going to be doing in this. This is kind of like the start of the second act of the film.
Yeah, one thing that you just reminded me of that I think is really fascinating is Cretton and Holland. They had some kind of interview. I think it was like a quick sort of behind the scenes kind of thing that Marvel filmed and released. But they said that for the brand new day suit, they intentionally incorporated elements of the Toby suit and the Garfield suit. The idea being that he now, as they put it, he has these big brothers. He is going to use the things that he has to remind himself of them and just everything that they went through together. So to your point about borrowing and using things that are paying homage to the previous movie series, that really is there. And then one other thing that I realized I forgot, which I think is absolutely hilarious, is that there's a white lady who moves into the building and she kind of hits on him. And the next thing he does is talk to the landlord about how to move to like, he's like, let me get away from these white devils. like get behind me, Satan. you Jezebels.
He's like, these snow bunnies are surrounding me. I need a place away from everyone.
It reminded me because that's the scene where he's like trying to get clothes because he's naked from from this mutation, and he steals her Juicy Couture clothing. But so then I saw something funny where they were saying, listen, if they ever do a black cat, now we know it has to be a black woman as Black Cat, because Pete's not going to find her attractive otherwise. Like, why would he do this? But Chase, what were your thoughts on this section of the movie, the dealing with his mutation, the fight with Scorpion / the telepath, as well as the conversation with Banner?
This is my last time I'll mention Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi would have made the Man Spider. We would have gotten a jump scare after they said, things can get real scary, kid. And then all of a sudden, a Man Spider appears, and we would be like, oh my goodness, what is this? But no, Tom Holland revealed, yeah, we were thinking about doing it, but the kids, they got to watch it. No, F them kids. Sam Raimi put me through hell watching Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3.
And he's very well adjusted now.
Exactly. When I was a little kid, I was afraid. I was literally sitting there, and I'm like, oh God, no. There's going to be a jump scare. Wait, no, this is not Sam Raimi directing this. I have nothing to worry about. Why am I scared? This is what this man, Sam Raimi, has done to me. Yeah.
He scarred you.
He scarred me. But I did like the introduction to the organic web, kind of Spider-Man having kind of a get out of jail free card. He has this weird power up that can just come out of nowhere, but he has no control of it. Man, I think Destin's trying to direct another live action movie where a kid has a weird creature inside of him that gives him power up. No, nothing like that. Naruto. Oh, Nine-Tail Box. Oh, okay, yeah. Way to go, Destin. I know what you're doing here, buddy. Smart move. But the organic webbing scene is one of my favorites. Oh, especially when he goes outside and he's hearing everything. And when the chips crunkling, I'm like, oh my God, I could not. I get annoyed by babies crying. Like, I could not imagine just freaking having to hear all that.
Somewhere in Hell's Kitchen, Matt Murdock's like, welcome to my world, motherfucker.
But then the Bad Buddy song playing when he is just crashing everywhere is so great. I'm like, all right, James Gunn, did you tell him like, hey, you got to put a song in here? It fits so perfectly. He's like, web stop. He's just this. I love slapstick humor, like when people are just like colliding into shit, doing stupid stuff. I was just like, man, this is like if Dom Toretto didn't know how to drive and we're just playing some cool Latino music. I love this. This is great. The fight with Scorpion, very nice, very brisk. I didn't need much from it. I loved how he went rage mode and just started to beat the crap out of him and stuff. And then he's worried about the cop afterwards. And we didn't talk about this, but I love his Brooklyn accent that he does as Spider-Man when he's talking to the Wolf. Like he doesn't do it anywhere else, but when he's talking to the Wolf, he has this very good Brooklyn accent, in my opinion. I was like, this is so much better than just like, where's Rachel? Or anything else. Like taping your voice. He's like talking like he's like an actual New Yorker. So I love it. I actually love that. And then him going to the banner, that was fine. Like look, Hulk's the greatest enhancement talent of all time. I think we got to just give him that title. Great. I'll get to it when we get to those scenes. But Cindy Moon, fun fact, her third movie played by a third different person. This, but also Cindy Moon, how dumb are you? Because you graduated the same class as Peter Parker, and you're still in college. Like, what's going on?
Maybe it's an advanced degree. It's possible.
Yeah.
This was an undergrad class, John.
Okay.
MJ and Ned. You're trying to help her, and it's not going to work. I don't understand what Cindy Moon is doing. I think Cindy Moon's just wanting to bug it. And I hate the point that she brought. Why didn't that's not what the Infinity Stones do. Stop this. Like, why didn't he just wish for more food? That's not the whole point of the damn stones.
That's what people said when the movie came out. They were like, why did you do that?
That's not what the stones do.
The stones can't create food. It just makes people disappear. Damn, that's some shitty stones.
The brain power it takes to control the stone. You have to have one single mind. Thanos said erase half the population. If he has to think of food, he has to think of allergies, all these other things.
No. We don't need to think of that. We just need meat, milk, and vegetables.
Most people.
That's a very interesting food pyramid.
Yeah. Can you imagine Thanos? Meat, milk, and vegetables. I am inevitable. And then Iron Man's like, wait, this is all you wanted? Yes. Food for everyone. Wait, we were stopping you for this?
I just appreciate that you were very specific about milk. Like meat, vegetables, broad, milk, very exact.
Hey, milk is a part of the pyramid.
That's true.
Milk is an extension of multiple things. There you go.
My thing about having Cindy Moon show up in here is like, this is nothing like what the actual character of Silk is. So I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah, and also she's a snow bunny. We all know Peter Parker. If it's snowing, he ain't going. He ain't no Tyrese Halliburton. He ain't showing up.
Nope. He's gonna be like, not my taste, not my girl, not my black cat.
Oh, that song's stuck in my head now too. Every time we talk about a scene with a good song, it's just stuck in my head. I'm just thinking of him falling into the water tower, being like, "Oh, stop!"
I love that he was like, he had to be like web shoot because like later in the movie I normally don't like it when like comic movies like really, especially Marvel in the past since like Avengers, shoehorn too much fucking gags and humor and shit like that into this. The scene, like we'll get to it, like there's a scene that happens where it's like it's a very serious scene and he's doing something absolutely hilarious. And I'm like, all right, it actually helps the scene.
Web shoot.
Before Peter can finish building the inhibitor for this telepath, which also was that part of it also was complicated to me because I was like, how
he's building the inhibitor for himself.
No, he was also trying to build one for the telepath.
No, he doesn't think of that later. He thinks about that later. Yeah.
But the telepath finds him and threatens MJ, and this is one of the best scenes. I don't know who that actor is. I got to find out who the
David. He was listed as David,
but like that dude, they told him, "Listen, buddy, you got like 3 minutes."
He's like, "You ain't getting paid unless this is a 10 out of 10 scene." And he went out there like,
listen, you got 3 minutes, and we don't have a lot of film. And he's like, aren't you guys shooting on digital? He's like, we don't have a lot of film. You are getting out there, like, get your shit in, go. And he was like, all right, we gotta jam an 8-minute, 10-minute match into 3 minutes. And he kills this shit as the embodiment of this voice, of this telepath, talking to Spider-Man and threatening him. And then we also find out that Jean Grey, or this telepath, is in Peter's apartment and is reading the letter in the coffee cup.
When he's saying like, oh, take out Chinese food, he's speaking like this. I'm like, oh my god, this guy is killing it. Like, Bill Simmons has a scene when he does a rewatchable. It's called the Dion Waiters Heat Check, where just some random actor will just randomly just put on a 10 out of 10 performance. This is the Dion Waiters Heat Check of the century. This guy came in and was like, like, you know when they show that LeBron James Cleveland meme and it's just like him just that was like LeBron James in Cleveland. I was like, who is this actor? Why is he so good? Like, if he doesn't get roles because of this, I'm going to be so pissed.
Hell yeah.
One of the best 3 minutes I've ever seen an extra actor. We had people saying, oh, that's Miles Morales. I'm like, oh my God, not every black person you see is Miles Morales. I in this movie, Peter Parker saving the little kid on the scooter, that's Miles Morales. And then this black guy.
And then the kid who does this at the end.
That's Miles Morales. They saw Gene the Wolf's kid's Miles Morales. I'm like, oh
Miles
my goodness. Like, do you guys just see a black Puerto Rican? You're like, that's Miles Morales. Like, what?
Could be. So yeah, there's they have this great conversation, and okay, yeah. So I just looked the guy up. His name is Nee Aiken. He has not been in that many things. Like one episode
of in Black Panther. Put him in Black Panther.
8 episodes of Borders, 2 episodes of The Diplomat. Like very, very little work. But hopefully, sir, this was the
put him in Black Panther.
His audition tape is I was in $2 billion Spider-Man. So like obviously it was because of me. So hire me. But if you need to see what I can do, look at that scene, and that's the best audition tape that you could have. I'm sure there are producers out there who are like, we can this guy could be something. But Peter is like, all right, well, if you're gonna try to hurt MJ, I got to get to MJ before you can. And so they have like a bit of a race, a bit of a sort of tortoise and the hare thing, where Peter is slow and steady, and the telepath is jumping. But Peter correctly diagnosed that there is a limit to whatever the person can jump to between people. So he gets the telepath up into a helicopter, webs up the helicopter, and is like, hey, you can't jump into my brain, and there's nobody else around. So I win. And he leaves to go find MJ. He shows up to MJ's apartment, and he's like, we gotta go right now. And MJ's like, who the fuck are you? What is going on? And he's like, this part was hilarious to me. He goes, I promised to protect you, so now I'm going to protect you. And she's like, I have no idea what this promise is. Like, what is
that? Okay.
But he's like, you got to come with me. And she's like, fine. So they have this scene where he's getting her out. He's trying to escape with her, and they don't know. They don't know where he's like, where am I going to take her? That is where can I take her that is going to be safe? And as soon as he's trying to figure this out, I remember the movie theater. I just like leaned over. I was like, said to Kali, and I was like, we're about to go to the Punisher's house. I was like, I don't know how, I don't know where it's going to be. We're going to the Punisher's house.
I had TC. He had to run. He had an emergency, but he was right next to me, and he was like, "That ain't MJ." That's what he said to me. He immediately knew. He was like, "That ain't MJ."
I figured it out too, because I'm like, she's not freaking out about the swing.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
when he said that to me, I was like, I told her the first thing I said, I was like, "Oh, she's not bugging out. She's not wild. Yeah, that's not MJ. That's not MJ."
Yeah. So when she goes, fine, like I'll go with you. It's like, I wonder. But we go to a dock, like a warehouse dock, shipyard kind of looking thing, and lo and behold, who is there? As soon as they start having to survive fucking trip mines and claymores and shit, I was like, it's definitely
you skipped the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
Wait, where are they?
The one where they go onto the roof
when he realizes that's not MJ.
No, that's my bad. No. So let me backtrack.
Yeah.
So they're doing this. He's trying to figure out how they escape from the get her out away from the telepath, as well as where can he potentially take her that's safe. And as part of that, they go to a rooftop where they're having a conversation, and he is trying to have this emotional, like, tell her everything that's happening. And he does tell her. He takes off the mask. She takes off.
No. It's MJ. Once they get on the roof, he's like trying to make sure nobody's around, and MJ goes. She was like, "I know you."
Right.
She was like, "You saved me in Washington D.C. Then there was the Night Monkey in Prague. Then there was someone else with a mask somewhere else. We know each other, right? I just feel it. You helped me, and I forgot." And she like gets close. I just gotta know. So she lifts his mask, and then it's basically a callback to the first Spider-Man where she kisses him, and then she takes off his mask and she says, "Peter." And the whole movie theater I was in exploded. Yeah. You would have thought their team hit the game-winning shot, and all TC says to me in my ear, he was like, "Man, they gonna be so upset."
Yeah. I thought it was. I thought it was. And Colleen correctly was like, "I don't think that's her." Dude, and I was like, "No, I think it is." Then she's like, "I don't think it's her."
No, because there is people even saying true love's kiss can break the spell, and then when they hug, and she goes, "That's right. Hold there, Peter Parker."
I was like, "Oh man!" And Chase, I'm a Euphoria fan. Yeah. This was so Cass. Why you been fucking Nate Jacobs? It was that type of I was like, Zendaya. This is the best scene from Zendaya in the whole film.
Oh,
this whole. The way she pulls this whole scene off, oh my god! 5 stars, 6, 7 stars in the Tokyo Dome. This is a performance,
dude. When they're on and then he gets into anger mode and he loses it. I'm like, oh my goodness, he's gonna throw MJ off the roof and stuff. Get out of her! Oh my, Tom Holland was good in it. This is one of my favorite scenes of the whole fucking movie. Like, it's so right when she says, "That's right, Peter Parker, hold her."
You're right. I don't know why I thought this was later. I don't know.
No. This was before we see the Punisher and stuff. And then afterwards, she kicks off and she's falling, and then Peter has a saber. And then I was like, no way. Did they kill off Zendaya? I'm like, oh no, they're not killing off Zendaya. She's
they do the zoom in where you see where she becomes her again. That's all you see. It's when you come to is that you're fucking falling off a building. Yeah. Holy shit!
And then afterwards, Jean's butler or whatever guy she possessed, she goes, talks to Spider-Man, gives him the note back, says it's a nice letter, very, very well written, and then goes back to the car and says, "Take me to Empire State University." And that's when you're like, oh man, this woman has a big fish she wants to go after.
You're right, because that is the moment where we get the full face reveal. We get the full face of it is Sadie Sink's character. We still don't know the name of who this person is, but you guys are right. I don't know why I had my timeline on this one messed up like that, but
that's what we're here for, John. We're your guys in the chair.
I appreciate it. But from there, Peter's like, all right, well, I got to find a place where I can keep her safe. What's the best person that I know or best place I know? That's where we show up at the shipyard or dock or warehouse. And as soon as they started trying to have to deal with trip mines and claymores and stuff, it was basically confirmed this is going to be the Punisher's house. And sure enough,
and we got another callback to a previous Spider-Man movie, to Tasma 1, with Peter when he webs Gwen to tell her that he's Spider-Man. Peter does that to MJ to get out of the way of the tripwire.
We have a continued banter between Spider-Man and Frank Castle, the Punisher, including Staten Island. Again, the Staten Island.
What about Staten Island? Oh man, are you gonna hold that against me?
Let me tell you something. Right, and they go back and forth. And I think the best part of this is that Is that Spider-Man turns to MJ? He's like, well, what do you think? Like, can you referee this? Like, what's happening? Like, dude, don't you? What does that sound like to you? Doesn't it sound like I saved his fucking life? Like, what's going on here? And she's just like, I want to go home. Like, I don't even want to.
That's a great idea. Go home, Frank, please.
And Peter's just like,
chili.
Peter's like, listen, Frank, we need to protect her. Frank's like, I'm gonna do shit. But eventually, he's like, all right, fine. You like chili? I made chili. That's all we got.
You want some chili? Yeah, I got some chili.
So they go into this hideout, and Peter is. There's a really funny moment where Peter's thinking of like what he needs to finish working on these inhibitors, and at that point in time, Big Brother is like, yeah, what do you need? What do you need? And he's like, Frank, you don't have what I need. And Punisher's like,
what do you need?
Why you always gotta be so condescending towards me?
Some bullshit,
what do you
man.
need? What do you need? And he goes, I need a non-static mat. I need this other thing and these three things. And Punisher's just like, I got that.
I got that.
You. Peter's like,
he's like, how do you have that? And MJ says, bombs.
Bingo.
And Frank's like, duh. Like, why would I not have
like it's Frank Castle. I did like the little touch, the little note where MJ sees the shelf that has all the pictures of Frank's family, and he's like, we're not talking about my family right now. I was like, yes, that's Frank Castle. That's exactly what Frank Castle would say.
But Peter is working on the inhibitors, and MJ is on a bunk. There's like a little curtain that is between them, and they have this conversation. They really kind of start to, in Peter's mind, reconnect and kind of like establish different things that happened between them, what their relationship kind of was. And at this point in time, Peter is able to complete both of the inhibitors and learns that the telepath is named Jean Grey.
Elaine Gray.
So let's put a pin here.
That's got a big pop in my theater as well.
Talk to me about everything with this interaction between Peter and the Punisher, as well as, I know we sort of covered it because you guys helped me out, but that whole idea of everything that happened with MJ and him realizing that's Jean in control of MJ's body, as well as the conversation that happened afterwards where they are sort of kind of reconnecting. Chase, we'll start with you.
I love the hopping scene. That was really fun little chase scene. I love the wedding. The wedding girl was also very candidate for the Dion Waiters heat check. But give it up for Spider-Man chasing the love of his life. Oh my God, this woman too. You didn't get 3 minutes, but yeah, you did good with your 30 seconds of fame that you got. But the MJ stuff, top notch. This is like, I don't know what other scene will top this. This scene was so damn good. I absolutely love it. I felt it was Sadie Sink talking. Like Zendaya made me feel like this was Sadie Sink talking, and I was just like, oh my goodness. But yeah, she was definitely Rue Bennett, that Rue Bennett energy in season 2 of Euphoria. Like definitely in that mood right there. And then the Frank and Peter stuff, like, oh my God, such great chemistry. I freaking love it. Like when he's like, oh bullshit, man, I have what you need right here. Come on, who do you think I am, man? Like that was so good. Everything about their chemistry is just like, just get them their own solo movie or do a quick little hour Disney Plus special.
We need the Disney Plus special 1 hour of Staten Island.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say this. I love that Disney and Marvel has now twice created a moment that people want to find out about, because for a very long time people wanted to know why does Black Widow and Hawkeye remember Budapest very differently. Now people want to know what the hell happened in Staten Island.
Yeah, this is the new Budapest.
Yeah, the new Budapest. Far away from Budapest now, but yeah, everything was great to set up to what was going to be the first, I guess, big set piece. I mean, we've had some big set pieces, but I guess the first big major fight of the movie that was going to go on and stuff. And yeah.
But Sid, what were your thoughts on this?
Oh man, the Zendaya scene is just 5 stars. It's just absolutely perfect. Just her delivery, it's one of the most evil things a villain has done to a superhero, and it's being done by a superhero. basically, Jean Grey. It's quite villainous. It's the worst thing that she does to Peter the entire movie. Honestly, it's the worst thing she does because I know certain people. It's like the guy that gives him the letter. He like backs up. He gets hit by the car, but he doesn't die because he's in the final. He's in like I think it's in one of the scenes towards the end of the movie. So she didn't kill anyone in the movie. And then I also had people I saw that said that there's a logic hole with the chain, because Peter basically traps the pilot up there, and then it's like how did Jean was able to jump to MJ? It was like, you don't understand then, because the jump is just it's a chain. So when the chain ends with him, she just goes back to the start. She goes back to herself and she starts the chain over to get to MJ faster than Peter. So that made sense to me. I didn't understand why that was a logical to some people, but that was great.
How people got confused by that. Like, I'm like, she can just jump out of the body that she's controlling. Yeah. It's not like we've seen her do this. Like, what are we talking about?
Exactly. So yeah, I like that. And then the everything of the setup with Peter and Punisher. Oh my god, Spider-Man and Punisher. Yeah, just give them a whole movie. Yeah, give me the trio in the next movie, please. Give me Spider-Man, Punisher, and Daredevil. Just have an authentic, like, real of the street level Spider-Man film. Let Matt Murdock and Frank Castle shine on the big screen, because this was just great. And this, to a lot of people, there's a certain amount of people that this was their Frank Castle introduction, and I thought they did a great job.
Did you guys see the SpongeBob meme where it's Squidward watching Patrick and SpongeBob outside, like through the and so this one, Squidward is Daredevil and Patrick and SpongeBob
he's looking at him outside the prison window. He's like, damn it, if I didn't get,
why did I hang out with them?
Why did I say I was Daredevil in that courtroom?
Man, if only I'd been a better lawyer. I need a lawyer right now.
But yeah, this is great. This is great stuff. Their whole interaction, Peter and MJ kind of going right back to the way they used to talk to one another in No Way Home and Far From Home. So that was real nice to kind of see them reconnect in this way. Her figuring out like the inhibitor, she was like, this is something that you put on a monster, basically letting us know right from the start that this is something bad. This is not something that's going to be good like Peter wants it to be. It's going to be something that's going to be used for evil. So I like all of that. And I even like MJ convincing Frank to go help Peter for his mission that he had to go to the DLC for.
Yeah, I will say, because you're bringing up the point of this is like the most evil thing that has happened to Peter, and it's from another superhero, I would believe that this Jean Grey would just look at Bobby Drake and be like, you didn't know you were gay?
Oh,
damn.
Like, I would believe that this Jean Grey would have like the lack of care of being like, I mean, I knew it because I could read your mind. When? Oh, like when we first met. What? 3 years ago? Yeah, you're good. You didn't know?
Damn. But man, I would just say this, because now we got to the reveal of that this is Jean Grey. I'm ready to call it. And yes, this is one film. Yes, he was probably in the film for maybe 45 minutes. I don't care. Sadie Sinks is the best actress to play Jean Grey in live action. Sorry.
Oh, you think
sorry.
better than Famke?
Sorry.
Better than
Sorry.
Sophie Turner?
Sorry.
Better than Queen of the North?
Sorry.
Sorry. Sophie Turner was just kind of
it was very milquetoast.
Yes. It was bland. It was bland as fuck. The original Jean from the first X-Men movies, she was just used as a love object for Wolverine and Cyclops, so she wasn't even given any depth. This is the most depth that we've given to the Jean Grey character. This is the most emotional the Jean Grey character has ever come across. You see the conflict. They have set up a great redemption arc for her as well. If you don't feel that she was redeemed by the end of this film, so yeah, this is it's. I'm ready to call it. This film alone already the best live action.
Maybe there's hope that the Dark Phoenix can be done right. Maybe there's some hope. I'm gonna be Hawkeye. Don't give me hope. Don't give me hope.
I can see the argument, because like Famke Janssen, like the one time they did try to give her character development, it turned into X-Men Last Stand, and nobody liked that. So yeah, I can see that. can see that.
Dude, not even Patrick Stewart could save her in that fucking scene where they're in her room, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be a great scene. It's Patrick Stewart, and then he just stands there like a goop and just waves. I'm like, what the fuck is this? We ever talk about X-Men Last Stand? That's a movie. You thought
we got to do that
Spider-Man
before
2?
Doomsday. We got to do that before
You thought we
Doomsday.
hated Amazing Spider-Man 2? X-Men Last Stand is my least favorite superhero movie of all fucking time.
Wait.
The
least of all time?
All time.
I mean, technically Jonah Hex exists, but okay. I mean, unless you haven't seen it, in which case, don't watch it. Don't.
I don't think I've seen that. Maybe I've seen it, but I just read it. But this is just.
It's a movie about a Union soldier who survived the Civil War, but is horrifically scarred. It's Josh Brolin and Megan Fox, and there's like some.
I see. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, that's a terrible ass movie.
Don't do that to yourself.
But
I forcefully watched the Venom movie, so what do I know? I watched Tom Hardy. Also, SP3, sorry, there's not going to be a Punisher movie. We got Venom coming on the way. Come on, Gene the Wolf is in the Venom. Come on, man. Be back.
Yeah, we can do that. We can save that for the third film.
Secret Wars. What does Peter get into Secret Wars?
Yeah, he's probably going to get the symbiote.
Venom. We're going Venom.
We have Pete realizing that, like, she's going to be attacking the DODC, so he's heading over there to try to figure out if he can stop her with this inhibitor. But when as she attacks, she's attacking in person using a possessed Bruce Banner, and the inhibitor is removed in the scuffle, and he reverts into the Hulk. Now,
this is unbelievable fact about this movie. The first time in the MCU that we saw physically angry Hulk take over Bruce Banner. First time.
Yeah.
He appeared in his first film in MCU in 2012. It took 14 years.
But
Hulk.
Yeah, it was kind of fascinating, the idea that Sony did Hulk better than Marvel did. Anyway.
Hey, we're done with the villain verse. Give us the fucking Hulk. You want him? You can have him. We don't want him.
Honestly, I really want to do, like, I want to find out what articles I can see to read up on what exactly this issue is between Universal Pictures and Marvel, because, like, I understand that they can't make a solo movie because the rights are with Universal.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is Universal, if they're not going to make one, why aren't the rights reverting back to Marvel? / if you're Universal, you see how much money Marvel has made Sony and Columbia Pictures. Wouldn't you want that? Like, what is your reasoning for shutting down Hulk solo movies or having Hulk be more involved? I don't know, but I'd love to find out what exactly the deal is there.
John, I do have connections in Universal. Maybe I'll ask.
Because it doesn't make there's got to be a reason why, but it just, like, at first glance, it's just like, what exactly would that? You just not like money? Like, how does that work? I mean, everybody likes money.
Kind of weird.
Because a Hulk movie would at least make what, like 500, 700 million in the box office?
It's not even
money.
Like, they'd be able to bring in Marvel characters similar to the deal that Sony has, where it's like you have to bring in a couple MCU.
Marvel would give them, like, the most low bar characters for the whole.
Like Nick Fury, every movie, yeah.
No, here's Ironheart. Are you happy with that?
Listen,
Ironheart goes to Empire State University as well.
I was about to say Ironheart actually would make sense, because they were like, listen, Kevin Feige was like, we have an opportunity to really cement Anthony Mackie as Captain America and a black Captain America, and we're gonna give him the Red Hulk. So they'll send Falcon Cap over to deal with it.
So John, I asked the person, I texted. Of course, she's a fast texter, just like myself. Wonder who she's related to, and she told me, because Universal would get all the money from the movie, and Disney would do all the hard work of producing the movie.
Okay.
So there's no sharing of the profit. So
It's-
Disney does not want to put in the hard work. Universal would do it, but they don't want to fund the movie. Disney would have to fund the movie, and then Universal would profit from everything except for the toys and other merchandise.
Okay, listen. Here's the thing. If I'm Universal, I will I'd be like, I will renegotiate that and give you 50% or even 60%, whatever, like even 75, because 25% of $500-600 million is more than 100% of zero. That's usually how math works.
Here's the problem, though. Universal's not starved like that because
I understand that. I get that because
they released a Minions movie.
Yeah.
Makes a bunch of money. Mario made $1 billion.
Listen, but they got Illumination or I get it, but it's like, why would you turn down more money? Like, it's just like,
what if Universal?
They're not stressed over it. They're not stressed over it.
So. What if Universal's big thing is like, hey, we need at least Wolverine or Venom in these movies because those are like the coolest people to fight the Hulk, and they're like, nah, we can't give you that. Hugh Jackman's like, I'm not doing this. Is Deadpool in it? Ryan in it?
But Peter could use some help, similar to a Hulk movie potentially having Wolverine and Venom. And luckily, as Sid alluded to, we have MJ who has convinced Frank Castle to show up. Castle shows up. They are trying to deal with the Hulk, leading to a very humorous exchange where they're like, all right, we got to divvy this up. What are we going to do? Because we have people stuck behind in the vault, and we got to try to free them so that it removes what Jean came here for. And we also need somebody who's going to deal with Hulk. And Punisher goes, I will take the people in the vault. I will deal with that. And Peter's like, do you just not want to fight the Hulk? Is that what this is? And Punisher's like, I mean, I'm not saying I don't want to fight the Hulk, but also bye. Like, I'm leaving.
I love when he comes in shooting the Hulk, and then Peter goes, Frank, get out of here. This is way above your pay grade. We're facing the Hulk here.
He's like, oh shit, when the Hulk does the stomp, the thunder stomp on the wall. Oh man, this was the best fight scene as far as like laughs. As far as emotion, there's one more that's probably on the same level, but man, as far as like visual and laughs, this is the best fight scene of the whole film.
Because he tells this is one thing I didn't like about how they treated Frank. He tells Frank not to get close to this lady because she can jump into your mind and hurt you. And Frank's like, I got this. And the very first thing that happens is that she jumps into his mind and takes control.
Because she caught him by surprise. She caught him by surprise.
Yeah,
he was distracted by
this is a fucking alien head.
This is a USMC veteran of
he
like
saw an alien head. I was
alien head. I was stopping my tracks too.
I was trying to figure out what this alien was.
He is used to the street level. That's the first thing that you said yourself. The first thing Peter says to him when he shows up, this is above your pay grade. He gonna see some shit he ain't used to seeing. He used to seeing dead bodies and heads cut off of bodies and stuff like that. He ain't used to seeing no alien head. You give him some Jatari tech in the shit, he gonna be confused on that too.
He had the blind guy tied up within very easily. Okay, he could have dealt with this if he had shown a little bit more caution.
Well, remember Spider-Man said, "Don't kill her," and then he goes, "You know what? We're gonna do things my way, all right? And you know, if I see what I'm gonna," I was like, "Dude."
I'm just saying, if he had put one in her head.
Could you imagine if that was the move? then all of a sudden
that was also one of the funniest moments of the whole film is when Jean takes over.
He's carrying
like, oh shit, this guy's got issues. No. It's when she first gets in his head and she's like, oh yeah, shit, this guy's got issues.
So like Pete's dealing with the Hulk. Punisher, mind controlled, walks by with like all these with like a crate of Chitauri explosives, and he's like, that seems really bad, Pete. Good luck with that. But like the way Bernthal says it is like in a more basic voice. So it comes across hilarious. Peter's like, how do I calm this guy down? How do I solve this problem? And he's like, what if I tell him I'm Peter Parker? Like, what will that work? So
well, just the scene in general, it just has so many great moments, like
Mhm.
Spider-Man jumping on his back, which is straight out of the panels of the comic books. Spider-Man when he's like freaking moving with the webs through this like small like tunnel area, and then Hulk does, he's got him trapped in the webs, so Hulk does the thunderclap for the first time since this film in 2008, and it
Right.
breaks the web and it sends Peter out when they're fighting on the side of the building, and Peter puts the web around them and ties them up, but he's still able to rip through. Peter, when the whole rebel of the building is falling down, and he uses the webbing to jump up and hits him with the shocker glove. That shit is awesome. And then at the end, when he hits him with the shocker glove and freaking Hulk catches that shit, I'm like, oh, we might be fucked.
I mean, like, how do I break through?
We get the meme image of the Hulk where he's like, looks like he's. Why did do that?
But we have Peter go, maybe if I try to reach out to Banner, like, but like through the idea of Peter Parker, maybe that'll work. And there's like this briefest moment where Hulk like kind of recognizes him. I really wish, he's like, Dr. Banner, it's Peter. I really wish that Hulk, like, before he sort of intentionally like lets himself fall off the side of the building, if he had just been like, Parker? Because Peter doesn't say his last name. But if that would have been like a really cool confirmation of like, okay, he realizes that that it could be that person, like what's going on. But either way,
but Hulk, I don't think that it's him telling himself Peter that made Hulk stop. It's him calling himself a friend. Because only smart Hulk really knows Peter.
Right. See, it leads into this is why I was saying like the idea of him going Parker, because it leads into this very interesting conversation of what does Hulk remember versus Banner remembering something. So the idea
but what I'm saying is he only met smart Hulk in Endgame. That's not, he didn't meet Bruce or he didn't meet angry Hulk. If he met Bruce, then it's reasonable to say that he met angry Hulk. But as smart Hulk, that means like that he has the angry Hulk so suppressed, and he barely knew him either. They just met at the funeral. They didn't spend any time together on screen or anything. What I'm saying is that it's not Peter. It's not Peter or Parker, anything like that. It's friend. Its friend is the thing that makes Hulk stop, not Peter.
He realized he was hurting a friend.
Yeah.
Where I'm going with this is that there's been conversation about what Hulk remembers about something versus what Banner remembers about something, and even the merging of the two together, would Savage Hulk still remember things that Smart Hulk knew simply because it was as the Hulk? Like, that was the only thing. And so the reason why I wanted the Parker was because it would confirm or deny whether or not that is true. Like, does Hulk remember things that Banner doesn't, or that Smart Hulk doesn't? Because in Ragnarok, we have a moment where Banner's saying, like, I don't remember things that happened when Hulk was in control as Hulk in the gladiatorial combat arena that he got sucked into. So, like, what does Hulk remember versus what does Banner remember? Would there have been some correlation? That was the reason why I was interested to see, like, what was the cause of him doing that. But to your point, if it's because it was the friend thing, then yeah, we'll see down the road if they ever have any information that confirms who remembers what during the scene.
Talent, the Hulk. This guy, all he does is just prop everyone up. The Hulk, one of the greatest superheroes ever, one of the strongest ever. Guy is just such an enhancement talent. Like the first Avengers movie, we saw how great the Hulk is, and they made him too overpowered. They made him so overpowered, and they're like, how do we make this motherfucker? How do we nerf him? And they nerfed him in Ragnarok. They nerfed him in Infinity War. The first thing Thanos does is box up the Hulk. Like, oh my god. And then this guy's nerfed every movie. And now in this movie, fucking Spider-Man is beating him. Like, god damn. All right.
He beat Spider-Man. He won. What are we talking about?
No, Spider-Man.
He won.
Spider-Man ends up winning.
He won. Nah, he didn't wind up winning.
He won via DQ. He kept the
Hulk got a referee stoppage. When you say friend, that's like saying uncle.
No,
No,
the
no.
ref
Hulk basically rolled out of the ring and let himself get counted out.
Yeah.
He removed himself.
And
I
still
counted
champion
3. I already
Peter
counted
Parker.
3. He was on top of him. That's a 3 count. It's already over.
The Hulk is just the Hulk was like when Rusev first started, when Rusev was like when the Avengers was like Rusev when he was like the riding the tank and he was the US champion, and now he's just
ridiculous.
just there to put people over. Like that's all the Hulk is.
Of Bruce Banner, of the Hulk, I'm not gonna allow this.
How is it the one's jobbing him out?
Yeah,
he did not job out. This was the best. This was the best Hulk has looked in years.
And he just gets ridden off Doomsday because they're gonna lock him up.
Well, I think here's
they wrote him off the next movie. They're like, yeah, we don't need you.
If they didn't have the contract in place where they need to have MCU people in this movie, wouldn't this have just been Kurt Connors?
Probably.
Yeah. I think that's arguably the biggest reason why, like, to me, like, this is Hulk sort of being a jobber again. It's because, like, you're not really important to the movie. Like, you're not really relevant. Like, everything you do could have been Connors if they had just established that Connors, if they established a lizard during that montage and then said that he is reformed and he is now back to teaching and et cetera, and part of the reformation was the inhibitor, and then the whole thing with the breakout and breaking of the inhibitor, and he turns back into lizard. You don't need Hulk. So it's just like, that's my biggest thing. Where that's why I can't say that Peter that Hulk won is because Peter wins. Like, he's the one who you're not relevant to the movie. Your role could have been somebody else. It's just, I don't know. It's weird. I hope that we get back into that Universal Pictures conversation, but Punisher, mind controlled, by Jean Grey, opens up the vault, but Peter's able to get in there and stop things before it happens. He slaps on the inhibitor to Jean Grey. I think it's a beautiful moment from Sadie Sink where she's just like, she's just like, oh my God, like this idea of like the core identity of who you are being ripped away forcibly from you. And before she loses consciousness, she mumbles the word Sarah. Peter can hear this, and he goes to Metzger, and he's like, who's Sarah? Like, what's going on? Because everything we know is that she's looking for something called VBAX. And Metzger says that while Jean was possessing him, he was thinking about a deceased colleague named Sarah. And I was like, it sounds like some bullshit. But okay,
so good.
Yeah.
So good. Dude, the way he delivers this, Sarah was an old colleague that recently passed. I'm sorry for your loss. Like, I'm like, dude, this guy's oh my God. The actor killed it, bro. Like, he was so impressive just the way he said that old colleague that just passed. So I'm like, you know what? If I was Spider-Man 2, I would believe his bullshit. It's like how we talked about in the Far From Home review. Like, they did a good job making you like say, oh, Mysterio is a hero. This guy is so good at BSing that I would believe his BSing. I would be like, yeah, Metzger, you cool, man. Like, I believe you.
But Peter Gomes returns to Castle's hideout, and
no.
Earlier in the movie, Jean Grey had referenced the letter. She got Peter the letter back. Peter still had the letter on him. And when he left behind the letter to go fight Jean, I turned to Colleen and said, MJ's going to find the letter. And sure enough, he gets back to the hideout. And MJ is like, I read this. He's like, oh, did you? Like, oh fuck. And then she's like, what the hell is going on? And he further explains the situation and tells her that he loves her. And MJ says, I don't know you, and I don't love you. And Peter's like, I should have just hit the ground when I was falling. Like, I should have just said, fuck this shit. I'm out. We had a good run. She says, I'd like to go home. And he goes, yeah, I'll take you home.
No, she leaves. The best bit. She leaves.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
afterwards, she walks back down, and Peter gets all happy, thinking maybe she goes, "Hey, I don't have a phone, so I need a ride home." And then he goes, "Oh yeah."
And this
Yeah.
was the scene I was alluding to earlier, where I said it's one of the more serious scenes, but Peter's doing something hilarious because he still has to control.
Shoot.
No. He has the inhibitor at this point because MJ helps him fix the inhibitor, so he does not say web shoot at this point. He's just swinging all the press because he has
Yeah.
his powers under
He's saying
control.
it. He's saying it.
No, he's not saying. Not in this scene. I've seen it 3 times. He literally is just swinging the press, and they're playing depressing music in the background.
Okay, first off, I just want to note, I knew you were seeing it 2 times. The fact that you've now said
I had to see an IMAX
3 times.
IMAX.
Hilarious. Colleen's actually on the flight just left. She's headed to Ireland for like 10 days or so. And I told her just jokingly that I was going to go see the movie again tomorrow. And she almost threw something at me. So I can't see it again until she gets back.
Love that.
She just doesn't want you to watch some of the best scenes all over again.
Yeah. Closest she's that. Oh well. Anyway,
You're just not going to tell the story. What the fuck is this?
I was like, well, no, because like Sid knows, my wife is like my wife's like one of the nicest, quietest persons. Like she doesn't do it. Like, so like the idea that she would throw something at me.
That shows you what this movie means.
Well, also I was like, I'm gonna go to Taco Bell. I'm gonna go to the book half price.
Dude, you're gonna try to kill yourself eating Taco Hell?
What?
The lettuce is still not fixed at Taco Bell. Why would you do that?
I live in the wild side. Live in the wild side, sir.
Ah, man, your toilet's gonna live on the wild side too, bro. Your gut, your stomach, you might become Spider-Man. You might get mutated.
Lettuce
become Taco
Man. Like I shoot lettuce out. You know, like who knows what could happen. But
that shit won't even stick on the wall, bro. you might give more people diarrhea.
But they get back to the apartment, and she says, "You know, why don't you come up and talk to Ned and like just hang out with him?" And you know, like she really looked like you could use a friend. I love that because she's like, "I don't love you. Would you like to talk to your friend though?" She's like, I got the friend in the unintentional divorce. Would you like to visit? So he goes up there.
She has a kid in the relationship.
She goes up there, and Pete's able to hang out with Ned. It is super heartwarming. Like you can tell, even though Peter leaves the mask on, like his face is just so happy. You can tell he needed this in his soul.
Well, we didn't talk about this. You can actually see Tom Holland's eyes because of the new suit.
Yeah.
So I love that about this new suit. I know some people hate it, but that's one of my favorite features because it shows like Tom Holland's eyes throughout the whole thing. So I love it.
But he's just like, he's so over the moon that he's able to just spend this time with his friend. And Ned, there's a funny like moment where like he's like, I figured you'd be asking questions about like how this works, how that works. And Ned's like, no, I have an idea about how it works. So he explains what he thinks it is. And Peter's like, well, I mean, yeah, that's how it works. But I could still told you. But they're having this conversation, and because
he remembers how he was in Homecoming. That's the whole thing. But he's older now. He's smarter.
Ned has ordered a whole bunch of food, and as he's going to pick it up, we get one of the best callbacks in this whole series because we know that while this conversation is happening, we just see again like a parent with visitation rights, like got to be in the room. MJ's just sitting there, but she's been doing something on a notepad, and she says, she's like, this was great for you, I can tell. And she turns it, and it is a drawing of Peter and Ned. But what I loved about it is that in her drawing, Peter isn't wearing the mask.
Mm-hmm.
And that was
he's wearing the Homecoming suit.
He's wearing the Homecoming suit.
She had to remember the literally breaking his heart a few minutes earlier, and then all of the different pictures that Ned had of Spider-Man to do that.
So let's
MJ.
let's oh wait. And after this, MJ describes not remembering anything while she was possessed. She says, in my mind, it's from when I got taken to when I was falling. And it was as if...
Because Pete apologizes to her for kissing her.
Because nothing has happened. and or she in the person's mind, it says, oh, nothing happened. It went from point A to point B, nothing in between. And Peter, you're correct. He's apologizing for what happened, which, very gentlemanly thing to
Nice
do.
guy.
And because of that, she tells him this. And because she tells him this, he goes, I think that Metzger guy lied to me. He said he was thinking about a deceased colleague named Sarah, and that's why she said Sarah. Huh. So now he has an idea of what it is that Jean Grey may be interested in. VMAX could be Sarah. VMAX could still be something different. It could be something connected to Sarah. He doesn't know, but he is starting to understand that maybe he did the wrong thing in taking down Jean Grey and not letting her do what she needed to do. So let's stick a pin in this right now. And how did you guys think? What were your guys' thoughts on just all of this? Like, the emotional roller coaster of the conversation between Peter and MJ in Frank's hideout, where she's read the letter, and it's this idea of, oh my God, like I have memories, but like I don't have memories at the same time, or I do have memories. I don't know what I know, but I know what I don't feel, and what I don't feel is love. And it reminded me a lot of like my favorite TV show is a show called Chuck. And in the show, at the very end, towards the last season of the show, basically the gimmick of the show is that people can get large amounts of information and skills downloaded into their brains and then recall it when they see an image that is connected to the images in the brain. That's how the images are encoded. So there's a character that gets this power that never had it prior, and she is the romantic interest of our main character, Chuck. Now, because of everything that happens with her, not her brain not being able to handle this overload, she goes through a whole thing of amnesia, and she forgets the past 5 seasons. And so Chuck is like, well, I'm going to try to win this girl back. And in the process, at the very end, there's like this concept of, to your point, Chase, and Sid, true love's kiss is going to solve this whole thing. And the show ends on like this ambiguous cliffhanger of whether or not the kiss brought back her memories or not. And so, like, when I was watching this movie, I was like, wow, this reminds me so much of Chuck, this idea that she can have the memories. But just because you may have memories of somebody doesn't mean that you suddenly have the feelings associated with those memories. Very fascinating concept. So what were your guys' thoughts on all of this? Sid, we'll start with you.
This was one of the gut punches of the film with MJ breaking our boy Peter's heart. But I feel like this is one of the best decisions of the whole movie. This was very reminiscent of Guardians 3, where they made the choice for Gamora and Star-Lord to not get back together. And I thought it was a sublime choice here to not put Peter and MJ back together here, and then really kind of telling us that the real soulmate, the real person that he needs in his life, is Ned. It's always been Ned. It's always been Ned. That's why he's been connected to him. That's why he's been tracking him, creating the Spidey tracker, and been so connected to him, despite their distance, despite not having all the memories that Peter is Spider-Man. So I think that was a good choice. I like the fact that it was him apologizing for the kiss, to basically let her know that it was Mesker that was lying to him, which leads to him interacting with Elena. So I like how all this played out, and yeah, it's so wholesome seeing Peter talk to Ned and just spend some time and actually socially interact with other people. And you can tell that he definitely needed that, and he needed more of that moving forward. So I like where the movie went.
Yeah, and when she turns the notebook to him, and it's like that pic, I was like, it's
so good.
Chase, what were your thoughts?
Everything that SP3 said, I was about to say. He pretty much took every word out of my mouth of how good this scene was between Ned, MJ, and Peter Parker. I just love it. And when he says, man, this is the most fun I've had in years, I'm like, damn, dude. Like, you just have to realize, man, this guy's been going through it the last 4 years, watching their Instagram reels and stuff. I'm like, oh man, dude, like I felt it right there. But the I don't love you scene, oh my god, every meme, like and like the GTA 5 sound effect, the flashbangs, I was like, damn, I slumped in my chair and I was like,
Yeah. In the moment, I hated this. I hated this. I
Yeah,
was
I was
like,
like,
my heart broke for Peter. But in retrospect, it was the right choice for
oh
sure.
no, it was so good. It is 100% the right choice. It made me feel, because I loved their dynamic together and stuff. It just made me feel like, I'm like, damn, like MJ, like, especially because she goes, for that I'm grateful for, but I don't know you, so I don't love you. And I'm like, dang, oh my goodness. And like, Peter, a better man than me. She asked me to go home. Have Frank take you.
Would have gave her one of those.
Yeah, I would have been dun, 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 the Danny Elfman score. I would have been on the clock tower. I would have been like
Chase would have been doing the hair thing.
yeah, do the hair thing, and then I've been like, God, please kill Stephen Strange. I would have been a hater for sure. Better man than me. I would have been like, have Frank take you. Just sweet away. Not my problem anymore. You don't love me.
But man, yeah. But we've got Pete now understanding that maybe he did something wrong. He's got to figure out what can he do to get more information. So we get our second humorous cameo from Yelena Belova, still in her office, and she is.
That is your office.
That is your office. But they're able to use redacted DODC files to figure out that Sarah is Jean's sister, another telepath who was kidnapped by the DODC. I think this is where we get that flashback. I think it is, but I'm not 100% sure.
I think when we see Jean again.
Right. So Peter's on his way to the DODC building to figure out what can he do to either to convince them that everything's okay with Jean, or that he needs to free Jean. Like, he's got to make that decision. Meanwhile, Sadie Sink is like,
well, first when he says goodbye to Ned and MJ says, Peter, please be careful, and then he leaves, and then Ned looks to MJ like, Spider-Man's name is Peter?
But we've got we've got this scene where Sadie Sink is in the bowels of the DODC building, and she's got to be like, this looks a lot like Hawkins, Indiana. Like, just
it does. I was like, now she know how 11 feels.
Remember, I told you, I said to you and Josh, I was like, she looked at Millie Bobby Brown scenes and was like, I can do this better. So that's just Metzger begins experimenting on Jean's mind.
Why
and
would
this
I
is
do
where
that
we,
to Millie Bobby Brown? Come on, man.
She
was in Godzilla. Leave her alone.
Bro, it's so funny now. That like video meme, it's making the rounds again, where it's like the cast of Stranger Things reading like the last episode,
and everybody's crying, and she's just up here like.
And before it was funny in and of itself, but now with the caption of, when you know your friends have no job, but you're about to join the Marvel thing, and then after the movie came out, it's like, when you know your friends have no jobs and you're about to clear $1 billion in the box office. But as this experimentation starts to happen on her, this is when she gets this flashback sequence where we see her as well as her sister in a park bench in some kind of park. I don't know if it's supposed to be Central. I don't think it's supposed to be Central Park, but there's this park scene where Sarah is explaining to Jean the ability to kind of jump into somebody's mind. Meanwhile, Jean is really caught up on the idea that because they changed, their mother left them, or their mother wasn't able to handle it, and that's why she left. And she's like, how could somebody abandon their children like that? And Sarah's like, well, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme because we have each other. And I really thought in this scene, because they show a mother and a small child like playing back and forth over the ball, I really thought that the way they were going to show Jean's first mind jump was to jump into that small child, so she could revisit the idea of what it was like to have a mother that loved her or wanted to take care of her. But everything that happens in this causes her to just lose it, and she is staring up at the ceiling, And as she's staring up in the ceiling, she sees an air conditioning vent.
Oh man.
And there's a sticker on the air conditioning vent that says Vent Max. But because the sticker is frayed and flaying back and forth, what it looks like is just VMAX. And it
before that, they complete the flashback, and it's when Sarah gets captured.
And
I gotta give it up to the hair and makeup people or attire of people. It is insane that this actress who plays Sarah Gray
16.
is like 8 years younger than Sadie Sinks.
What?
Yeah. So
Yes.
Sarah Gray's actress is 16 years old, and Sadie Sink
is 24.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy.
I'm telling this woman, get a ball in your hand. You're gonna be in the WNBA. You tall as hell. Go get your 6 figures.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. So that she gets, so we see that scene of her getting captured. And Sadie Sink realizes, oh shit, this is the reason why I like VMAX. She was saying is the last thing my sister said to me in my mind before she died, and now I realize I am sitting where my sister died. And Metzger, he thought he was slick by making sure that it was far enough.
This glass box that illuminates like this sonic energy that makes her exude her powers, so they can basically test out the powers and see how they can replicate it. But
he thought he was just outside of the radius of when she's able to jump into people's minds. But he did not understand that, similar to Dragon Ball Z, if you get angrier you get, the more your powers show up. And she is now pissed. She shatters the glass in a beaut like that when she breaks that glass, like with now all of a sudden everything that she had demonstrated prior was telepathic. Now we seem to be getting some telekinesis. And what I think is interesting about
the strongest of the mutants you just pissed off.
What I think is interesting about this is that they don't tell us how old she is. But one of the things that happens normally in mutants and comics is that it happens, the X gene starts demonstrating your abilities when you hit puberty. So and usually what happens is a traumatic experience can also lead to either secondary mutation.
Because in the comics, it's Jean being in a car accident, seeing her best friend die in front of her.
Right. So like this idea here is that like how we don't really know how old she is, but like is this like why did one but not the other show up until now? Who knows? Maybe we'll find out down the road. But now with this telekinesis, she's basically unstoppable compared to all these people. So she is locking down this whole facility, and it causes this this ripple effect that's going to shoot out throughout New York. Meanwhile, Spider-Man is on the scene, and now he has to he's trying to figure out what's going on, and he gets there, and Peter has been resistant to the abilities, and he's trying to have a conversation with Jean. Jean is
first he gets the guards who are at the front who don't want to let him in, and he says he has to stretch because he's not in high school anymore. He straight up pulls out all the Insomniac moves in this one fight scene. He was just busting around, web this guy, zoom, let me drag this dude at the same time. We didn't even mention the drag scene in the Frank and Hulk scene. That was dope, where he drags Frank and Frank is shooting at Hulk while he drags him, but he did the drag scene in this one too, and then he goes into the facility, and that's when he runs into the Hand.
And so Jean refuses to accept these apologies and sends the Hand ninjas after him. And this is kind of like the big moment of the movie, in that Peter really has to decide. And she even asks him, she's saying, are you Peter Parker or are you Spider-Man? And he's like, it's kind of interesting, right? Because it's kind of the same question that was being posed to him in No Way Home. But what he decides is that he is both. Because before he was trying to be He was trying to do both. He was having some issues. So he said, what if I just stop being Peter Parker? That was like his solution in No Way Home, was to just stop being Peter Parker. But now he's realizing 4 years later, he cannot do that. He must find a way to navigate through this world as both Peter and Spider-Man. And the way he's going to have to do that is he's going to have to remove the inhibitor chip, because he cannot take out these hand guys just by himself. There's too many of them, and with Jean like possessing them, maybe they're like better coordinated, because he did take them out before, or he did beat the hand before, but he's having too much difficulty.
Well, also too,
now.
because like they have like those sonic cannons, those
Right.
guards have sonic cannons, and they break his web shooters. And the one thing we forgot to mention, that one MJ scene, she helps them fix the inhibitor, and MJ even says, dude, you're working on some gnarly stuff. Like,
yeah.
You know, he goes, well,
this is the type of stuff you work on a monster.
Yeah. And then he goes, well, if you see what happened with me lately, I am a monster. And she goes, I haven't seen that. I've seen you as a kind person, to be honest. And so he realizes like he doesn't need this inhibitor, and then he unlocks like the full power, which is just
when
so
he takes that inhibitor off, they do the eyes change, they do the whole thing, and he's just
another thing we didn't mention is at the beginning of the movie, when he goes to the DODC and they put him through the scanner, that's when they figure out the guns to break the webs. Yep.
Right.
It's basically that's how they study his body and figure out how to break do the web break.
This whole time this scanning is just that way he can figure out the weaknesses of the human.
Because even Jean talked shit to him. He was like, oh, you see, they created guns just in case they ever turned against
you. Yeah, just in case you don't follow their rules. And I'm like, oh my god, this sadistic.
He takes off the inhibitor, and what we should note is that he drops the inhibitor, but the inhibitor doesn't get broken. I wonder if it's still there on the floor.
Well, remember, they were testing out the inhibitor that was put on Jean to see if they can do the
I wonder.
Do you think Venom is still in Mexico? The symbiote?
Maybe not. Maybe not. But Peter, this is like poetry in motion. This fight after he takes off the inhibitor. There's a beautiful callback or beautiful homage to Spider-Man 1 when he's got to duck and dodge away from the pumpkin blades. Now it's cars. They do the very exact similar thing. He mollywops these hand guys. Like it's the easiest way to explain.
Dude, just the one scene where when Jean asks him, "Are you Spider-Man or are you Peter?" and he says, "Boom!" stops the sword, and he says, "Both," and then breaks the sword apart. Me with the rest of the theater was like, "Let's fucking
go!" But he removes the inhibitors, he embraces the new mutations, he defeats the hand, and he gets to Jean, and he says, "You know what? I understand what you're going through." And she's like, "No, you don't." He's like, "How about instead of stopping you, I will let you into my mind."
Talk no jutsu, baby.
And Jean's like, "Okay, my trauma is better than your trauma." So she goes into his brain, into his mind, and we get earlier in the movie we'd seen a little bit of the scene of a conversation between Peter and May. Basically was the conversation, or it's supposed to be the conversation right after Homecoming, where May discovers Peter in the suit, because you can still see the bag with the "This belongs to you," Tony Stark from Homecoming. And now we see the full imagery of that scene. And instead of Peter sitting there, it's Jean Grey sitting there. And that conversation, like, Jean really gets that he knows what she has gone through. He knows what she is going through, and that she can be enough. And that he's gone through it all. And what I think is really beautiful about the scene also is that even in death, May was able to be a mother figure.
May's the hero again.
Somebody else. And she's able to Chase was just happy to see Marissa Tomei.
I was all like, "Oh, she's still in the movie? I'm like, oh, it's just like 2 scenes. And then when she's the hero, I was just like, man, that like this is straight out of Naruto, bro, where the old sensei talks to the villain and says like, you don't have to be this bad person, Obito. You just don't have to do that. And it's like, oh yeah, you're right, Jiraiya Sensei. Oh man, I'm a good guy now. I was all like, Dan, Destin, you sly dog. I talk no jutsu to end the movie. I love it.
But Jean Grey is like, okay, well, you know, I can understand what's going on. However,
I have no one.
Meanwhile, in the city, people are frozen and are losing their minds. We get a great cutscene of showing different people, including Ned and MJ in their apartment. MJ, we see her crying. Frank Castle knows how to solve this problem. He's got a solution. It's the same solution he has to many problems, but it's a solution that's worked for him in the past. So he's gonna try again. And he's like, well, I'm gonna pull this off. So he goes over and he gets as close as he can to what's going on, and he sets up a sniper rifle. And as soon as it's a fucking Barrett 50 cal, and I'm like, as soon as he's setting this up, I'm like, oh shit, I think I know what's gonna happen. And sure enough, it is what happens. He is aiming at Sadie Sink through a break in the building caused by her telekinetic explosions, and takes the shot. And this, I think, as cool as in No Way Home it was to see astral projection Peter still being able to do the spider sense, this is like arguably better because he's able to spider sense this shit while he's talking to Jean Grey in his mind. Yeah. And he's just like, what if I step over here? And he takes the bullet meant for Jean Grey, and Punisher's like, in that moment, he's just like, oh fuck, what did I do? He's like, oh shit, I shot the kid. Oh fuck. But what were your guys' thoughts on this final battle between Peter and the Hand? Technically, it's a battle between Peter and Jean, as well as how they sort of end this scene with the shot from Frank. It is another Marvel movie where basically therapy saved the day. But Sid, we'll start with you on this one.
I mean, I loved it in Thunderbolts. I'll love it here as well. But the Peter in the Hand scene, man, that fight scene, that just, I want to run through a wall when I watch that shit. That shit put that in my veins, dude. Pulling out the tornado freaking webs, just like, blossom, and then they zoom in on him, and you just see him go down. I was like, oh, let's go ahead, Pete. Oh man, that was just one of my favorites in the whole film. That was my other one outside of the Hulk and Punisher fight, and then Jean and Peter, very reminiscent of Elena getting to Sentry in Thunderbolts. But I like that it was May who's the hero at the end of the day. I think that she has been kind of like an important figure throughout the film, being kind of the North Star, the central figure in Peter's head, someone that he always visits to kind of talk to and give her flowers. And now she's the person that basically saves the day and gives Jean those words that she needed. She never really had that motherly figure kind of tell her that she is loved and that she's not alone, and she finally got that, and she'll later get that by somebody else. Maybe she's on a bus to go there. But yes, this was all great. I enjoyed this. And then Frank accidentally shooting Spider-Man is so Frank coded. This is what Frank does. He is impulsive, and he does stuff without really kind of thinking about the consequences or what could happen. And it kind of makes sense that Peter would be the one who pays the price for that.
Yeah, it's fascinating, right? Because like when you think of them coming up with the story and the script and writing it all, it's like we know we have this moment of Jean and Peter talking, where do we go from there? How do we get out of it? And the idea of, well, we have this character that does these impulsive things, and he knows in his mind, or what he believes is the only way to solve a problem is with a bullet. Every problem has a round hole, like a square pack. Like every problem can be solved by a hammer. Like what is he going to do? Well, naturally, this is what he'd do. So it works out beautifully. But Chase, what were your thoughts on this section?
Oh man, I liked it. I love that it was a different take of this big superhero final fight. We don't need to fight another super villain or anything like that. It was just another. It was a great character moment, a strong character moment for Peter Parker. This was like so good. Like I know some people complain, like, oh, there was no big final fight. Like, hey man, there's not going to be a big final fight in Naruto either. He's just going to talk to the fool until they stop being a bad ninja. That's what he did, and Aunt May doing it. And then we get the finish of the speech because we only got a little bit of it. And then she says things are going to be scary and stuff. And then Jean going, I don't have anyone. And then Tom Holland said, you have me. I thought this was the time. Tom Holland was going to fall to the snow bunny. And then Frank Castle was like, no, you can't, Spider-Man.
I'll save you.
I'll save you from the snow bunny madness. And then later on, Frank Castle, real friend, making sure his friend didn't fall for the snow bunny trap. Because Spider-Man and Jean Grey do kiss in the comics like once, and then it's just random, and we never get an explanation why. It's just Spider-Man was just really horny that day and wanted to kiss Jean Grey. But
sometimes you gotta kiss the hot telepath.
I don't blame him. Even if she would kill me, I would do in X3. My scene was, hey, you get killed. I'm like, done. Kiss for sure.
Listen, Cyclops had a hot telepath and was still looking at Psylocke like.
He's still looking at Emma Frost too.
Yeah, exactly. Cyclops, probably one of the
and Madeline Pryor.
Yeah, horniest men in comic book history. Way too horny. But no, I loved every minute of it. I thought it was a really good ending. I loved the bold take of not doing the big bad superhero versus big bad supervillain fight. I love the bold take here. I thought it was very effective, very efficient. I can't remember the last time they kind of did something this bold. Like maybe is Iron Man 3 kind of like that, where it's like he doesn't really fight. I mean, the suits.
No, he does. He does.
Oh, okay, I have to rewatch the movie. I'm doing all my Marvel rewatch, so yeah, maybe I misremembered. But I just like it. There's not. It's fine. It's simple. We get a strong character moment. Strong character moment for Jean. I can't hate this. I can't hate this at all. And then Punisher being a fucking idiot. That's why you love the Punisher. He's an idiot. He's our idiot.
And the thematic sense of how these characters are connected to Peter, with Jean being someone who just lets her power and her emotions kind of overwhelm her, and is so in touch with her emotions and all the emotions that Peter's going through. You have a fellow vigilante that uses more extreme tactics, the extreme tactics that Peter kind of zooms into when his powers kind of overwhelm him in Frank. Then you have someone who is trying to control the monster inside of them in the Hulk, in Bruce. So it's so great how well written this whole movie is, and how the characters are so connected to our central character of Peter.
Yeah, it's a lot of times and this is why I thought that the idea of because like before we have had Joss Whedon and we've had the Russo brothers direct Avengers movies. So the idea that Cretton was going to have Kang Dynasty, there was something like, will he be able to do this? Because sure, yeah, Shang-Chi is great, but like you can focus on Shang-Chi. In an Avengers movie, you have to be able to juggle and balance a lot of different things, a lot of different characters.
Plus RDJ's ego.
And RDJ's ego. But like in this, like he was able to he was able to show that as a director, he could tell like when to focus on different characters, how to be able to move between it. And it felt very organic, like what he was able to pull off and how it was able to feel for everybody. But there's some people the movie is going to focus on. It's going to be Spider-Man and a little bit of Frank Castle here at the denouement of the movie, because we find out that Jean Grey has kept Peter alive with her powers, which again is just insane. We have this kind of like the idea of everybody in the city is like holding like bated breath, like what's going to happen with Peter Parker or with Spider-Man. We have the scene where they're getting ready to, in the, you know, like figuring out what's wrong, and I think this is where they confirmed this was going to be a
Night Nurse
Rosario Dawson. This is where her cameo was going to pop up. Was in this section, but they reshot it. So Peter comes to in the hospital room, and Frank Castle is there. In there, he explains that Jean kept him alive psychically through this critical
shit.
hocus pocus shit.
He
A voodoo magic.
He's like profusely sorry for everything that happened. He's like trying to apologize over and over again. Meanwhile, we see Jean leaving the city on a bus, more than likely
Heading north.
state. More than, well, you know, where is she going? Where is she going? Is it to
look awfully familiar?
is that to a school for the gifted? I wonder. But Peter is like trying to figure out how to get out of this hospital. And
No, well, you forgot the great moment where Frank was like I've seen a lot of bravery in my day, kid, but
you know what?
did out there.
You know what?
And he gets emotional. He's like, "Are you crying?"
You know what? I think I tried to block that out just because like that was like my last hope for some kind of a fucking Matt Murdock reference from Punisher, and he didn't. And I was like, "This, god damn it! Like, just say something. Say something about it."
Daredevil's on the Wilson Fisk like, we can't use him contract.
Maybe.
Like, we can't, like, we can use Matt Murdock, but we can't use Daredevil. Like how Kingpin can't be in the movies.
No. I don't think Charlie Cox cares. Charlie Cox wants to be able to work as Daredevil for a long time because that money is good.
I'm
well, no, he's talking about the Sony and Marvel.
Oh,
yeah.
No. Sony wants as many MCU people in the movie.
No, because like there's like a weird thing where like Kingpin can't be used in any of the movies. Yeah. Like the character.
That's why they one of the original ideas for this film was Kingpin being mayor and being the villain.
Well, was that but did they change that because of a contract issue, or they changed that because they wanted to go a different direction because of the story?
No, it's because of contract issue.
Yeah, it's like
that's what Vincent D'Onofrio has come out and said.
Yeah, so I wonder if Daredevil is part of that like deal too, like not Charlie Cox. Like, not Matt Murdock.
Punisher naturally wouldn't want to say Matt Murdock. Okay.
Yeah, like he can say Matt Murdock, but he can't say Daredevil or Red because it's like you know how in those villainverse movies they can't say anything Peter Parker related, so they just say like Ben, how's your nephew doing? What was his name? Oh yeah, my nephew. That's my favorite part of Madam Web, where they can't even say Peter Parker. They like dance around it.
Kevin Feige, I thought you had power, sir. I thought you had power.
Kevin Feige's only power is just saying, RDJ, how much money you want? And RDJ going 100 million for both Doomsday and
100 million so I can fuck around and do some stupid shit.
How much you making, Pedro Pascal? Yeah, that's right. What I thought. If I'm RDJ, I'm pocket checking everyone. Who the fuck are you?
Evans, get over here.
Sir, I'm only making 20 million. You're only making 20 million. It's all right.
Brokey.
You're in my club.
I'm ready. I am so ready to be pissed off by Avengers Doomsday and this interpretation of Doctor Doom.
Oh yeah, you're a big Doctor Doom fan.
Yeah, I'm ready to be pissed off. But
how do you think I felt when Thanos was just saying nursery rhymes the whole time, and he was just like, "You couldn't live with your own failures, so where did that bring you?" Back to me. I'm like, all right, nursery rhyme famous. These thighs won't bump.
Yeah, he was dropping bars. Get out of here.
He was dropping bars. I just didn't like that he was. That's like all his character was just saying nursery rhymes.
He had monologues too. What are you talking about?
Metzger.
His best monologue is to Gamora on the planet.
The perfectly balanced is all.
Yes.
Metzger disappears and the DODC comes under investigation. So maybe they won't be as shieldy level of power soon after this. Peter is trying to figure out how he can escape from the hospital because, you He doesn't want to have to, like, just the security of it all. And Frank's like, I got an idea, kid. All right, here's what we're going to do. And Peter Parker just checks himself out of the fucking hospital and is walking out. And like, at first I was like, okay, like that's a smart plan. Like, he could just leave as himself. Nobody knows what he looks like.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the whole crowd loses their mind, the crowd of people. And Peter Parker just turns around, and there in the window, as Chase and Sid were doing, is Frank Castle with the mask and the gloves on, like making it look like like Spider-Man is there. And then it's funny because they cut to the inside of the hospital room, and like Frank's got to have his legs out there because he's taller than him, and he's like, I gotta do it.
I love how he makes noises for everything. It's so good. It's like, bro, you don't have to do that.
He doesn't have to. No one hears you.
Yeah.
No one hears you. He
He's
doesn't
like-
have to do it.
He's like, I'm doing this for me. Peter vows to himself to no longer need to be alone to be Spider-Man, and he sees Ned at
You know about Miles Morales doing the spider web at him, and then he does it back to Miles
That's
Morales.
so here's the thing. I don't know the full story on who this kid is, but I saw I think their mom, an Instagram post from their mom talking about like how much this kid really loves Spider-Man or whatnot. I don't know if there's anything beyond just this kid really likes Spider-Man.
So where they filmed this, they allowed people to like actually film and stuff. Like
okay.
They did a bunch of the like. So this scene and the tank scene were filmed like back to back. Oh, we forgot to mention Tom Holland. I'm glad that you're doing okay because he got seriously injured. There was like concern that he would not even finish this movie because of the injury that he suffered during the web swinging scene. So I guess he just wanted to be on the set, and they realized that he was like a huge Spider-Man fan, and they wrote this idea for him to turn around. Many fans say that was Jean Grey saying goodbye to Spider-Man as she possesses the little kid to do the spider swing at him. And
that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
I'm just telling you what the fans are saying. I don't believe this. I just believe this kid is a big Spider-Man fan.
Yeah.
But my question is, how is the organic webbing not coming out at this?
This is part of why I'm trying to figure out, because they don't confirm like what Jean Grey's age is because there are people saying that Peter Parker and Jean Grey are falling in love with each other, and I'm like, I think she's supposed to be 16, and if that's the case, he's 22, and that's statutory. Like I don't know. So like
I don't think that's why.
I think it's a big brother little sister relationship. I do think Jean Grey is like 16, 17 at this point in the movie.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, she can't even drive herself.
Yeah.
And she seems very naive, and she doesn't have her full mutant abilities, and she just awakened them. So, like you said, John, they get it during puberty. So, 16,
and
17.
they already had shared their first kiss already, except she was in MJ's body.
Yeah. Oh, dude, my boy Spider-Man. Oh no, A minor. Talk about.
But he sees Ned again and reintroduces himself, and they go to shake hands, and Peter says, I wonder. And they just naturally, slowly start doing the handshake together. And the movie ends with Ned being like, Peter.
That was perfect.
I
saw that, and I just had the biggest smile on my face. I was like, that was the perfect ending.
We have our credits rolling through, and then in our post-credit scene, Ned had set up this spider tracker. He built the spider tracker app. Peter was like, "Oh, you built the spider tracker? I built the spider tracker app." And so we get an image of the app screen, and it says, "Spider-Man can't be found. Spider-Man can't be found. Spider-Man can't be." New Spider-Man sighting somewhere off-world. And that's how the movie ends. We don't know. And the amount of speculation that's happening because of this is ridiculous. Because, like, one, people are saying, is that even this Peter Parker? Or
yes,
is
like
it
I
Toby?
saw
Is it
somebody.
Andrew?
I saw somebody who did a review on YouTube after like a Wednesday filming, and
Yeah.
they literally said, "Oh yeah, the post credit scene. There's just one. It's not that important. It's just following up a bit from the movie." I was like, they
This is
didn't
pretty
understand what
important.
they saw.
This is
I was
pretty
like,
important.
they didn't understand what they
It's
saw.
the
They
aspect
did
of it
not
This is more
understand what they
important
saw.
than
because
the
like
ant
is
playing
the
drums.
off-world aspect that he's not on Earth, or is
Or
it
is
a
another
different Earth?
Spider-Man?
Or
Is it in
because the
space?
Spider-Man that they see in New York on the map never disappears. It
Yeah.
never says it can't be found. It always says that one, but they say new Spider-Man sighting, and then it moves over. I think that's Toby. It's Toby in Secret War.
And the other thing is,
Soul
whoever
back.
whoever
Times.
is logging this Spider-Man needs to have the Spider Tracker app.
Mhm.
Who is that person? Who is the person?
maybe
logging?
there's
Maybe
world Ned.
Maybe.
or maybe there's a guy that has a mouth and is a merc, and he loves to have the Spider Tracker app, and he's using it to track down people.
Mm.
Just saying. I mean, he did make an appearance in the Avenger Hall H. I mean, I don't think you're just showing up and not going to be in the movie, Mr. Reynolds. By the way, Hugh Jackman, thank you for just spoiling that you're in both movies. Secret Wars is going to be my last time as Wolverine, you dick. What's your problem?
Oh, I didn't realize. When Secret Wars comes out that he. No, I said I don't realize when Secret Wars comes out that he was having his 90th birthday. That's weird. Okay.
What, Hugh Jackman?
Yeah. I don't know. He's turning 90 in 2028 or 27. Whenever the movie comes out. I don't know that. Interesting.
Yeah, next year.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Just jumping through his 60s, 70s, and 80s. All right.
Yeah.
But that brings us to the end of this movie. What were your guys' thoughts on this ending? Everything with Punisher, this reveal with that Ned may know something, a little bit of something there, and of course our post-credit scene. Chase, we'll start with you.
Yeah, don't forget about MJ. She was playing with the necklace.
Yes, the Black Dahlia. The Black Dahlia necklace.
Yeah, so she's playing with the necklace. Oh, I loved it. I thought it was very heartwarming, very touching. New York loves Spider-Man. The color, the building changing to the Spider-Man colors and stuff. I thought it was well done. I can't complain about this ending. I liked it very, very much. I love the OST too. That music the score is so good.
Sid, how about you?
I just love how this whole MCU Spider-Man, you have the ending, and then you have the epilogue. And the epilogue I thought was really well done in this one with Frank and Peter having their connection, him seeing Peter without the mask for the first time. He was like, I figured you'd look like that. And all of that, and then him posing as Spider-Man for him so he can get out of the hospital. I like him on top of the scaffolding, and he's drinking out of the coffee cup now. He's finally ready to let it go and use it for this actual purpose. And then you could see him, and he's up top, and he's staring basically across at the sun. And then the next shot is MJ, and now the sun is behind her. So basically, it's like Spider-Man is looking all the way across town to MJ, who's now feeling on the Black Dahlia necklace. Because me personally, I think that Jean unlocked some memories. I think when she has that one tear, when she freezes New York, I think that's when some of the memories are starting to unlock. And I think that's why she goes to the rooftop where her and Peter spend so much time, and she's feeling on the Black Dahlia necklace. And I think that, maybe it's a little bit of muscle memory, but I think that the last thing that he did with MJ and Ned before the curse was completed, he does the handshake with Ned and he kisses MJ. He still has not kissed MJ. He kissed Jean as MJ. He needs to kiss her to unlock all the memories so she remembers who she is again. So I think that whole the handshake, maybe it could be, if that's not the case, maybe it could be the fact that Ned is magic. He does have magic in his bloodline and his ancestry, and that's why he's able to remember it due to muscle memory. But I love the fact that this epilogue has so many questions and so many conversations coming out of it, whether it's the post-credit scene or whether it's how does Ned remember at the end?
Well, if you remember in No Way Home, after they do the handshake, there's like a magic spark. So many fans are saying that the magic spark, like that was like Ned's way of breaking like he set a spell or something like that. Which I could believe, like Ned showed that he had some skills. He wasn't good at it, but he did have some skills.
Yeah, I think there was that could be a great reference of how they pull this off, considering they had to kind of gimmick themselves out of not being able to use America Chavez in that movie. And so they were like, all right, we'll just give Ned these powers. But it's not going to matter at the end because everyone's going to forget all this shit. So now, like, the ability to use they're like, now they can organically use it. I'm like, all right, that's cool. So yeah, this was a fascinating.
So what do y'all think? How does Ned know?
Oh, how does Ned know? I think he knows from the handshake. I think it's the handshake as well as the idea of the idea of when MJ said his name is Peter, like she unintentionally says his name is Peter. That for me is how he's going to figure it out. I would love if the next movie, even though it's not going to be able to happen, if the next movie picked up like right after that conversation, like that happened, like the next thing is that, but there's no way they can pull that one off.
Oh, you never know with Lord Feige.
Never know. What about you, Chase?
I think it's a handshake. I think that there's some magic powers into it, and that's how he remembers. And because the way he says it, it's not like, oh yeah, MJ said your name was Peter, that you're Spider-Man. It was like he was like Peter, and the way Peter smiles, it's like, oh shit, he remembers, and that makes Peter happy. So next movie, he's trying to get MJ to maybe.
That's what I was about to say. Peter's happy because he's like, oh, so you're telling me there's a chance.
I think it's a combination. I think that Jean unlocked some memories, and then that was kind of the finishing touch for Ned to remember everything.
I can see that too. They have so many fun ways of where they can go. You know what? Before we get into MVP, LVP, there's so many fun ways that they can go with this movie as well as the larger MCU, because Metzger disappears, but we don't know if he took those inhibitor chips with him.
Well, he
and the inhibitor chip, like the concept behind that, is really useful in a mutant saga.
It will be part of how they build the Sentinels. Like they literally, I watched this movie and I was talking to my nephew and my sister afterwards, and I was like, they just made Peter Parker the biggest villain of the mutant saga because he's going to be responsible for how they build the Sentinels for the X-Men.
The other one of the other things that I thought was interesting about this from a like a future standpoint is this idea that down the road, as much as he will be a villain in a sense of how he helped the Sentinels, he also will be a bridge, because Jean is as part of the X-Men is going to be willing to trust Spider-Man / Peter Parker in any kind of confrontation. If they ever do like an Avengers versus X-Men movie, or like that's part of a movie, a fight between them, that is a way that they can bridge the gap between what this side believes and what that side believes. There's a lot that they can do, and like it is annoying that we yet again did not get a Spider-Man movie where the villain hates Spider-Man or is like an actual full Spider-Man villain. But hey, I don't think anybody's going to be complaining about it that much. So let's go into MVPs and LVPs. Chase, we will start with you. Who's your MVP?
Oh, man. MVP, Peter Parker, man. He's both. Spider-Man, Peter Parker, Tom Holland, out of movie MVP, all the actors, minus Mark Ruffalo, MVPs. Like, this was just a great collective performance. No, Mark Ruffalo, he's like, yeah, I'll show up. I'll do my lines. Like, okay, buddy.
Sid, who's your MVP?
Yeah, it's got to be Peter Parker, Spider-Man. Man, just an amazing performance by Tom Holland in this film. But like Chase said, Zendaya as MJ, Jacob as Ned, they all killed it in this film. John Berthal as the Punisher. Just amazing stuff throughout this film. But it has to be Peter Parker. The depth that they added to his character. This was the most like comic accurate iteration of Spider-Man in the live action.
It's going to be a clean sweep. MVP for me as well is Spider-Man. LVP seems a little bit harder for me to do. I mean, I think it could be Hulk. Like he doesn't really do much, and a lot of what he does do could have just been somebody else, like Kurt Connors. I can also see an argument that LVP could be Metzger because he just got his ass handed to him after Peter found out he was lying. The Hand got mollywopped twice, basically, during the course of this movie, or at least we get told and then see them get mollywopped twice, and maybe they're an LVP. But I'll go. You know what? I'll go with Hulk. Sid, who's your LVP?
It's Scorpion. He's been featured in 2 Spider-Man films, and he is the real. Y'all would call him the Hulk enhancement talent, and y'all noticed my face was making the face like y'all are being disrespectful because the real enhancement talent is Scorpion. Scorpion's been used twice as a jobber. No. Hulk is featured as a featured act. Maybe he's here to job, but he's here to job in the main event. Fucking Scorpion's in the opening. He's a
no. The jobbers in the main event. The jobbers in the main event is the Hand.
Scorpion is fucking a fucking curtain jerk
squad. The Hand is a curtain
jerk. The hand was in like a 1v20 handicap match, main eventing WrestleMania, and Peter just was like, light work.
Kenny, Johnny, Nikki, Mikey, we are the Hand. Yeah, no, LVP, and also out of character LVP, Scorpion, and the actor. I could not believe this actor. He is a good actor, and he goes, "Yeah, man, maybe there's a chance that we can dive into Scorpion more. There's so much more stories. I mean, this guy becomes better." I'm like, you want to become better? Oh, hell no, bro. Like, give this up. Like, you are so dumb. Like, he gets out of character LVP and also in character LVP because, yeah, like Scorpion in the trailers, we think, oh, this is a big deal. Finally, Scorpion.
Mm-hmm.
He's a loser.
Nope.
The moment Peter was like in the trailer,
he has the lamest joke in the whole movie. Scorpions are nocturnal. Like,
all right, that was corny.
That was
like in the trailer. As soon as Peter's like, we're really gonna go through this against Scorpion, and then Scorpion says, "You really think this is Scorpion?" At that point in time, I was like, Scorpion don't mean shit in this movie.
I kind of got that too.
I was like, my expectations were like, yeah.
Dude, Scorpion's been like the ultimate loser in every Spider media. He can't even beat Spider-Man in the PS1 game. He gets killed by Kraven in the Spider-Man PS2 game, and now PS5 game, and now this, man. Like, oh. And then
he's just a fucking henchman for Doc Ock in Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, Doc Ock wasn't even moving like that at that time. He was just a loser.
But let's do the trusty thumbs in the middle and see for Spider-Man Brand New Day in 3, 2, 1. I think this is going to be an easy one. Yeah, this was an absolutely phenomenal movie. Let's go to our handy dandy, our Spidey tracker, which now you guys have been watching this throughout all of our reviews, and finally we add a column for Brand New Day. Chase, out of 10, what do you got for Brand New Day?
What I'm about to say may get me kicked out of the Sam Raimi and the Tobey Maguire fan cup, so I gotta put on something that's more fitting for the evilness I'm going to be saying about this. Spider-Man 2, it's been a nice run. I love you. You're still one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. I appreciate you, Spider-Man 2. I appreciate you. But this Brand New Day symbiote...
This is why he didn't want Matt Gargan to be Venom.
The Brand New Day symbiote has taken me over. This is the same score as Spider-Man 2. A 9.5 out of 10. But it has surpassed Spider-Man 2 as the best Spider-Man movie. I know I'm the biggest Sam Raimi nut hugger. I'm the D1 Glazer for Toby, but I have to concede here. Same score. There are some complaints. It is a better movie than Spider-Man 2. It's still the same score, but Brand New Day is up there with Spider-Man 2. I can remember every scene, even though I know, yes, I've seen it 3 times, but I feel like years from now I'll remember every scene. But just what this movie sets up overall for MCU Phase 6, the mutant era, everything of that nature, this is literally like a great movie, just in general. I don't care that's not a street level Spider-Man. I was one of those blinded people. I want a street level Spider-Man. And I have changed. I have converted. This symbiote has taken me over. I really do think this is the best Spider-Man movie. But it's the same score. It's missing some points, but it's great. Almost a 10. Almost a 10.
Sid, how about you?
This is very close. This is very close for me. Love the writing of the film. Love how it looked. This is the best looking Spider-Man movie. The action is probably the best of any Spider-Man movie. The swinging, just everything visually. This is like up there, top notch as one of the best superhero movies, let alone Spider-Man movies. However, you got to take off some points because the villain is not really the villain. The villain that they portray as the villain the whole movie is not the actual villain. And then the real villain of the movie is some fucking chump that can get beat in 2 seconds. Therefore, it can't be better than Spider-Man 2 because Spider-Man 2 has one of the best villains and the best villain stories and arcs in Doc Ock. So that will take a half point away from me. So I'll go 9 out of 10.
I also will have to dock this movie for a lot of the same reasons that Sid did. It just annoys me that we cannot have an MCU Spider-Man where the villain really just fucking hates Spider-Man. Like it's in Homecoming. In Homecoming, I was able to forgive it because I was saying it's a great way to tie in that Iron Man's going to be in this, but it's also a great way to tie in Spider-Man generally to the MCU because we're just getting his feet wet in his connections to the MCU.
And Vulture is still the best villain in the
Vulture
in
is
the series.
yeah. And then moving forward, I was like, okay, this is it. It's starting to get a little too like he's not Iron Man Jr. Like he's not the sidekick. Like he has a great rogues gallery, one of the better rogues galleries in all of Marvel, arguably the best individual rogues gallery. Why you wouldn't want to highlight that, I don't know. And then when they do finally highlight it, none of them are actually mad at Tom Holland. They're all more upset with the fact that their Spider-Mans were going to kill them right before they came to this universe. And so they don't want to lose their powers. It just was like, and that trend continued here. So for me, I got to drop it down. I can't give it the same score as Spider-Man 2. I'm going to go 8.5 on this because it's just, and it's annoying because Sid is also 100% correct. Visually, this movie is beautiful. The homages to previous movies as well as the video games is wonderfully well done. The fact that Daniel Dustin Cretton said we can swing through New York, and Kevin Feige said like one of the other reasons why we didn't do it was because we felt we had to earn it, and they really have earned it. And the way they did it was just beautiful. But like I want battles in the city. Like Roosevelt Island is not like it's New York, yes, but like nobody goes to Roosevelt Island.
Yeah, it's any building that you can film it in. It's some place in Canada.
Like show me battles on the Empire State Building, on the Chrysler Building. Like show me that kind of stuff, swinging through the city, battling in the city, and maybe we do get that in one of the next movies.
How crazy! Amazing Spider-Man did battles in New York, but no.
and you guys were shitting on my love of the crane scene.
Hey, but I'll be honest with you. In retrospect, I feel like Amazing Spider-Man should have a closer score to Far From Home for me personally.
I like it a lot. Like it is unfortunate because like that. The drawback there
after watching Far From Home and then watching No Way Home and Brand New Day, I hate Far From Home even more. I want you to change my score, honestly.
I mean, I'm fine with us going back and doing like a little bit of revisions now that we've re-experienced all the movies. That's fine.
I just got a man up. Spider-Man Homecoming's a 9 out of 10. I was trying to be a pussy about it. It's a 9 out of 10.
Fair.
It's a 9 out of 10.
I'm saying Far From Home is a 6.5. And I will put Spider-Man 3 back at 6.5. They are
Yeah,
the same. They are basically the same movie.
I can't have Spider. If SP3 scores Spider-Man 3 is a 6.5, I have to make this a 7. Like, come on, I cannot.
I thought
cannot
you were
be,
also going to say 6.5.
he can't. No, I have to be higher than him on this.
That's fair. That's fair.
I gained my Sam Raimi love back. Let's go.
Yeah, I also dropped Far From Home down because it's funnily enough, I was talking with Colleen about this after we saw the movie because she asked me what I thought of this, and then in comparison, because she knows we've been doing the series, and I said, like, in hindsight, like I probably should have had Homecoming, like Far From Home, lower in comparison to what I had Homecoming at. So that's why I was like, I don't mind if we want to drop it down. The only reason why, as much as I love Amazing Spider-Man, I think it is a great movie, however flawed it may be, despite like they gave us something new in the sense of like just a new cast, Gwen Stacy versus MJ. Lizard is just Lizard's just too weak of a villain. That's my drawback of Amazing Spider-Man 1. But
I'll go up to a 5 for Amazing Spider-Man.
You'll go up to a 5? Yeah.
I'll go up to a 5.
You don't wanna maybe for this one?
Nah, that seems very accurate. That seems very accurate.
Yeah, you know what, John? Put me on the same level. I said that's a 2. I don't know what I was thinking. Hans Zimmer can't even make that a 3 for me. I can't.
Like I've seen like people, the thing now since Brand New Day came out is ranking Spider-Man rankings. Like literally 90% of the rankings I've seen, everyone has Amazing Tasma 2 at the bottom. And that's why I'm like recontextualizing what I think about Far From Home is because I've seen so many people who put Far From Home like bottom tier as well. So it's like, and then watching No Way Home and Brand New Day and seeing what they excelled at, Far From Home, and especially in this whole series, it feels like the redheaded stepchild of the whole series.
Here's the thing. When I was watching Far From Home the first time, when Mysterio gets control of Edith from Peter, and they have that scene where everything starts dropping away from the bar, I was like, this is awesome. Whatever I felt about the movie at the time, like up until that point, I was like, okay, this, like, it just took a great turn of how he did it, how he pulled this off. The minute 5 seconds later he starts bitching about Tony Stark, I was like, God damn it! Like, what the fuck? Like, why can't? And it's like, I get it. Like, RDJ did a great job as Iron Man, but like, they gotta stop being on Iron Man's nuts in this entire fucking MCU series. Like, that's like, you have to let these other people breathe.
I can't wait till the X-Men talk about how Iron Man did all this.
He built this all. He made mutants.
You need me in this movie? I can do it for 40 million. All right, Robert, whatever you need. We need you back. You need me to play Apocalypse now? I'll play Apocalypse.
Thanks, guys.
When Robert Downey Jr. said that he has been working on his own backstory for Victor Von Doom,
let him cook.
I was like, this fucking asshole.
Let RDJ cook, man.
All that made, you know what that made me think of? It made me think of Rock not wanting to like look bad in movies.
Yeah,
like that's what it made me think of. I was like, he can't be a villain. Like, Rock can't be a villain in a movie for a reason. He turned genocidal, mass murdering Black Adam into like somebody you are supposed to kind of want to root for.
He turned him into Drax the Destroyer.
I was like, what is this?
He was just a goof.
But
no, you know what you know what? How funny it would be when we're watching Doomsday, we see all like the productions, and then we just say RDJ Studios, and you're just like, what? His own studios in this movie, and it's just like, I can't wait, man. Dude, this is the greatest ego trip of all time, RDJ.
The hierarchy of power is changed.
Yeah, the hierarchy has changed in the MCU.
It's because it's just like if they're paying him this much money, they're gonna have Dr. Doom remove the mask, and if he removes the mask and his face isn't scarred, and then why does he look like Tony Stark? But obviously, Peter's not the MCU. Peter's not in as far as we know, is not in Doomsday. If he's not in Doomsday, that means they also are going to try to save the face reveal until Secret Wars so they can knock it off in front of Peter. And then Peter goes, Mr. Stark?
No.
And everyone's like,
he's going to be
so sad. And
He
I'll be
for
like,
sure
listen,
removed.
if you guys just hadn't put Iron Man on this fucking pedestal when he's kind of overrated, everything would have been fine.
Whoa.
Fight both of you on this.
We know there's going to be a scene. Him and Cap are going to be talking, and then the mask will be revealed, and then Cap's going to be like, Tony, and then later on, bam, that's going to happen.
I'm already seeing fun theories that the Cap that we've seen in that trailer is not actually like Cap. It's like a Doombot impersonating, or it's some kind of impersonation. I'm like, no.
Well, that's why we got to watch the new Endgame, so that way we can see all the things that they add in this movie.
That'll be interesting. I cannot see tickets for that yet, which is surprising because I was able to buy tickets for Endgame, but for Doomsday, but I haven't seen the tickets yet.
It's like what's it called? Like a Fathoms event. So
maybe that's
they won't release until the
September.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because the movie theaters have to decide. Because look, Spider-Man's going to be in there. Oh, by the way, my third viewing of Spider-Man, I finally caught a break. So my first two viewings of Spider-Man, my theater was next to the fucking Odyssey. So I kept hearing the whole time watching this damn movie.
No one's supremacy.
So finally, when I watched it the third time in IMAX, sat there and no drums. I felt like Peter Parker when he put on the hamburger. I can finally hear my own thoughts. I can watch the movie without hearing I was like, oh thank God.
You know what? I appreciate you bringing that up because that brings us to the last thing to talk about with Spider-Man.
I'm guessing that's a great movie. I love it.
It's that it's $932 million opening weekend was the second best all time behind Avengers Endgame, and its domestic box office is the number one of all time, beating Endgame. On Monday, August 3rd, it became the second fastest film to gross $1 billion, doing so in 6 days. As of yesterday, it has grossed $482 million in the United States, $706 million in other territories, for a worldwide total of $1.188 billion. Here's the thing, Tom Holland. You said you already know the plans for giving the baton to Miles Morales, or you want to see somebody else, not necessarily Miles, but you want to see another actor be Peter Parker. You, sir, are doing this until you're 90.
You have signed your life over. You will be doing this role forever, especially considering the fact that number one all time on biggest opening week is Avengers Endgame. Number two now is Spider-Man Brand New Day. Number three is Avengers Infinity War. Number four is Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man, Tom Holland as Peter Parker, has been in the top 4 biggest opening weekends of all time. This is your role. You're Peter Parker. You're Spider-Man until you die.
You're the greatest Spider-Man of all time.
There ain't no question. Like, I know TC had emergency, ain't here to defend his boy Toby, but ain't no question. Come on, man. What are we talking about? It's over. It's Vince Carter in the slam dunk contest. You see those numbers. You see the performance in the movie. It's over. Tom Holland, the GOAT, Spider-Man.
Until Toby regains the crown in Secret Wars and Doomsday, and
he's gonna die in like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, he's gonna die. Don't worry, he'll die.
He returns in Secret Wars.
Okay, this is actually really funny. It says in early 2026, Holland revisited his previous comments about not wanting to play Spider-Man past the age of 30, because he's 30 now, and hoping to pass the mantle to another actor. Since the latter had not yet happened by his 30th birthday, Holland said he may need to change the quote to 37. It's like, sir, just add 60 to 30, and that's your answer.
He's going to be playing Spider-Man 2099.
In July, Amy Pascal expressed the hope that Cretton would continue to direct Spider-Man films in the future, which Cretton said he was open to doing. Feige also noted how the live-action films had a, quote, destiny to introduce Miles Morales following the conclusions of the Spider-Verse film trilogy with Beyond the Spider-Verse, and that he and Pascal have had in-depth discussion about what the next 5 Spider-Man films could be about. You're doing this till you're 90. Kevin,
Like, it's been
he's
10
like, I'm not
years.
even asking him anymore.
It's been 10 years. You'll be
Do we
doing
know
10
who the
more.
director of X-Men is going to be yet? Like, do we know
Yeah,
that?
yeah, they do.
Do we?
okay.
Oh, okay.
It's I want to say it's a guy named Jake Schreier. Let me just confirm that.
Jake Schreier.
I think he's going to be doing. He became the top in July of 2025. He was confirmed as the film's director. You would know him as the director of Thunderbolts.
Okay.
And he also directed an episode of Sid's Shameless. And he also directed 8 episodes and is the executive producer of Beef.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
I like Beef.
I've heard good things about that.
Yeah. So, okay, I was gonna say, hey man, give Destin that opportunity. I'm tired of the Russo brothers. These guys just need to go away. They're like Feige's little fuck boys. He just brings them.
It is really funny. They have their own company, AGBO, and everything that they have done that
Sucks.
is not Marvel is
Sucks.
not done
Good.
well.
Dude, I literally was like, yeah, I'll go support Chadwick Boseman in this Russo and movie, that Bridge movie or whatever, where Chadwick Boseman is up. And I was like, this movie sucks, man. Not even Chadwick Boseman could save that movie. Rest in peace to the legend. He couldn't even get me and Chadwick Boseman is one of the better actors I've seen. And I'm like, bro, what the heck?
They have had a bit of success as like when they are just releasing somebody else's movie.
Yeah,
like because there's somebody else who did the Extraction movies with the Hemsworth on Netflix, Everything Everywhere All at Once, but they didn't direct those. Anyone that they themselves have directed, not done well. Yeah. So we'll see how that works out.
Merchants, these Russo brothers.
Avengers Merchants. But we want to thank you guys for tuning in. As always, this is the culmination of the Spider-Man review series that we started. Again, we started all because Chase really wanted to defend Spider-Man 3.
Venom, he heals the world. He brings us all together.
And because of that, Sid had to suffer through Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 5. Spider-Man 5. He's back. We are so back with Venom in Spider-Man 5. Let's go.
But yeah. I mean, that's actually it'd be a great question. Like, what could they do for Venom. 5 more? Like, will they actually? Here's the real question: will any of those villains actually hate Peter Parker?
Venom actually ends up hating Dr. Doom. He's like, because of Dr. Doom, I hate you, Peter.
You see
Venom.
Robert,
Eddie Brock is gonna be MJ's new boyfriend in the next movie.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Matt Gargan's gonna be Venom? Come on, man. he said it himself.
But we want to thank you all for tuning in. As always, remember to hit that like button, comment, let us know who your MVP, LVP was, where you ranked the brand new day in the canon of Spider-Man movies. This has been a fantastic tour de force for Marvel. The ability of Tom Holland as a box office draw, like, it's incredible. Like, this is the guy that Chase was pointing out. Like, Uncharted didn't do that great. Well, listen, he's doing all right now. He course corrected.
I'm just saying, Uncharted was his only flaw. Maybe that's it.
But this has been an awesome experience. Talking about these movies with you guys. We were talking, especially the first 3, we were able to go through bits of our childhood and where we were when we were watching these movies. So Sid, let the people know where they can find you.
Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3, on this channel, X-Men 97 reviews, Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. We got to do the Shy final episode review as well. So, and yeah, we'll probably be back to do some more superhero movie reviews as Doomsday approaches.
Yeah, and Chase, let the people know where they can find you.
I don't want the Toby people and the Sam Raimi fans to find me, so don't find me anywhere. I don't want you guys to attack me. I know I betrayed a great trust.
You're a mark.
Yeah, I betrayed a great trust, but it's okay. I'm okay with it. I made my decision.
I gave a higher score to Spider-Man 3. God damn.
Yeah. Well, I put it at 7.
Yeah, he moved it up.
I can't have you have the highest score.
And as always,
not to my movie. That's my movie.
It's a weird one to call your movie, but all right.
Yeah, if we review the Venom movies, you'll be like, Chase is smoking crack. He gave Venom 1 8.
We gotta complete the whole Spider-Man thing. We gotta do the 3
Venom
movies.
It's not the other
Raven, We got to do Craven and Madam Web.
You're so bad.
And we got to do Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse.
Madam Web will be hilarious if we ever did that.
Oh, Madam Web is. I think
I
Madam
never
Web
watched
is
it. I never
No,
watched it.
that one don't. That one don't.
All these movies that I just mentioned, except for the Spider-Verse movies, I've never watched.
No,
Yeah,
Madam
don't watch
Web is so bad, but it's hilarious because of how good the cast is. You're just wondering how the fuck did they make this?
That's true.
It's worse than the Eternals. Like Eternals is just boring. This movie is just stupid, and you're just like, how did they pull this off?
Wait, here's my question. Sid, do you know who's in the cast?
I know Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
Okay, so the main character is played by Dakota Johnson. 50 Shades, that one. Sydney Sweeney's in it. Yes, Isabella Merced is in this as well. So Hawkgirl from the Superman movie. Celeste O'Connor as well is as Maddie Franklin. The bad guy, I don't think he was that well known. But then randomly also Adam Scott and Emma Roberts are in this. Jill is in this movie. To Chase's point, like it's a relatively talented, like well-known cast, and honestly, the only thing to look up from this movie is the bad guy's costume because it looks cool. It looks cool. It legitimately does look cool. But don't watch the movie. Don't.
No, this is a great experience.
I'm telling you, don't watch it.
Hey, you let me know if y'all want to do a rewatch. I will watch it.
Craven's horrible, but it's endearing horrible.
That one I haven't seen.
It's endearing. So Venom 1, endearing. Venom 2, horrible but endearing. Venom 3, waste of time. Morbius, piss in the fucking
I forgot
bottle.
that one. I forgot Morbius.
Yeah, Morbius is just ass. 2 packs of ass. Madam Web, hilariously bad. Like, it's just so funny. The acting's at least decent. Craven, endearing. There's something endearing about the Craven movie, minus like Rhino being an actual Rhino. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
If I was Aaron Taylor Johnson, I just would have as soon as I got there and I started seeing what we were doing, I just would have called Kevin Feige and been like, there's got to be a way we can bring Quicksilver back, right? Like, there's got to be a way.
Can I just please come back and play Quicksilver? Like, come on.
They were like, no, we got Ralph Boner now, sir.
Very true.
But thank you guys all for tuning in, as always. On behalf of myself, on behalf of SP3, on behalf of Chase, and for the little bit of time that we had TC on behalf of TC, we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, take care of yourselves and each other. We'll catch you all later. Until next time.